Crit and Miss Out of the Abyss is a Dungeons & Dragons actual play livestream and is recommended for mature audiences. It may contain coarse language, adult humour, descriptions of graphic violence, horror themes, supernatural themes, Aussie slang, and more fun stuff. And it worked. We are here, we are live, and I feel like it's been way too long. Thank you for joining us. This is Crit and Miss, and you are watching episode 17 of our long-running campaign Out of the Abyss. So thank you for joining us. I'm joined as always by a lovable band of rapscallions. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Good, man.
I am here.
Yeah, I feel like the only person who was honest just now was Grace. I'm calling you out in Elias Froth. Are you really feeling fantastic?
No, I'm pretty rough. But I think there's a few of us here with COVID at the moment, which isn't fantastic. And I also have a hangover on top of that, so it's not great.
Oh, that's so fun.
Really piling it on.
Oh, no.
Awesome, yeah. So partly self-inflicted, partly not. But
We're looking forward to your the performance of your career tonight, then. Your D&D career.
it shall be done.
Because, as they say, the show must go on. Isn't that right, Ali?
Yeah, 100%.
Rain, hail, shine, death, no matter what happens, we will endeavour to bring you another episode of Out of the Abyss every single week. And a death might happen on tonight's episode. I'm not talking about character death, I'm talking about actual player death. How are you feeling, Grace?
I mean, death isn't part of the contract, but I aim to please.
Well, I mean, if you are going to die, the channel could really use the controversy to build the numbers a little bit. So.
Okay, right. So is that all I'm here for now? Just
No,
to
no,
die
no.
on camera?
I'm not saying that he wants that to happen, but I think that's the silver lining if it does happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can appreciate the positivity. I can appreciate making lemonade out of dead bodies.
That's right.
I can appreciate that.
No one wants you to die, but if it's
Okay.
going to happen, we may as well profit from it. That's what I always
Yeah,
say.
I
And
do feel like I'm gonna die, so...
the same goes for me. If I die from a massive heart attack, I want to do it live on air so everyone can see. But I think we're getting a little bit morbid here.
Well, it is
Yeah,
Out of the
let's move
Abyss,
on.
so.
Yeah,
Skill
and-
players,
Yeah,
more
that's true.
ratings.
And look, I just got to say, Sven, I'm offended that you didn't believe me. I actually do feel great. I've been killing it lately, and I'm going on holiday tomorrow. Like, why wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, that's true. I guess you were telling the truth as well. So thank you for that. I do appreciate the honesty. I didn't have an intro prepared for tonight, so I thought I'd just improvise it, and that's what we're doing right now, and it's working out pretty good. But I do have a banter topic because
Okay.
this is what we're here for, just to talk shit and waste everyone's time. It's coming up on Christmas, everybody. Yay! It's the most wonderful time of the year, if you believe the lyrics. And what I want to know is...
Lyrics are always true.
Lyrics are always true, yeah.
Yes.
What I want to know is, what is your favourite or least favourite Christmas memory? Could be from recent times, could be from years and years ago. But I want something juicy. Does anyone have anything?
I mean, I do.
Alright. Let's start with you then, Grace. What do you have?
When I was a kid, we used to watch this show called Zeke and Luther. It was a Disney Channel show, and it was like 100,000 years old. Anyway, there was this thing, they had this Christmas episode, and it was like, people who don't believe in Santa get pudding in a bra, and my dad hates Christmas, and he just went around and was like talking about, oh, I don't believe in Santa and all this shit, and then on Christmas Day, he unwrapped his presents, and he got pudding in a bra.
Pudding in a bra?
Yeah. It was from a show called Zeke and Luther, and it, like, we all thought it was pretty funny. It's, like, one of my favorite Christmas memories. I don't know. It's just a thing. It's a very niche joke. Only people my age will understand, and you're all like 1,000 years old. So I'm not surprised that none of you are
Oh.
laughing.
Back in
Do
my
you take
day.
offense to that?
No.
I don't
know
either.
the show.
I've aged
I know.
gracefully.
Okay, Allie's fine. Allie's fine.
Yeah. I hope I'm not
yeah.
1,000 years old. I'm like 1 year older than you, Grace. Jeez.
Yeah, that is like 1,000.
It's
It's like yeah.
with the way she's going, it's 1 year older than she'll ever be.
You kind of deserved that one, Grace. Sorry.
I did.
No,
No,
sorry.
that's all good. I pick on people. But yeah,
It's a good way to feel better about yourself, I always find.
100%.
Speaking of picking on people, who wants to go next?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got one. Okay, yeah, you go first.
No, I just every time I think of basically Christmas now, I just get that image in my head of being in a retail store and the Christmas carols just all the time. I can't handle it anymore.
Oh,
Is that just me, or is that like an everyone thing?
Now, Grace is just saying she works in retail. Yeah.
My first retail job was at an IGA, and they didn't really celebrate Christmas. So they didn't really understand the concept, which is fair enough. They played the one Christmas song on repeat for 9 hours every single day of the entire month of December. And it was Here Comes Santa Claus, and not even the good one. It was Here Comes Santa Claus, Here Comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. And it's like that for 9 hours.
Sounds like a joyous occasion.
31 days of December.
Happiness and Christmas cheer, 9 hours, 5 days a week.
I can't
Probably
listen
would
to
have
that
been
song
doing
anymore.
it for 12 hours a day, like 7 days a week being an IGA. Just Grace only had to put up with it for 9. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it. It's traumatizing.
Yeah, fair. Well, I've got a wholesome memory that might make up for it.
Always
It's,
bring in the positivity vibes, aren't you, Mark?
I
Yeah.
try.
That's why I try and balance it out with the negativity. Get a
Yeah,
good balance
that's fair.
in the show.
Complement each other well. So yeah, like growing up as a kid, my stepdad's mum would host Christmas dinner and pull out all the stoppings, and she's Welsh, so we get full like proper authentic like Yorkie puddings that she'd hand make, Yorkshire pudding, some all the proper sauces and the carved turkey that my old man would carve up, and we'd all sit around the table and have that, and then sit down and watch old Roland the Rat videos. This is like a puppet kids show from like the 70s or something or the 80s that my stepdad grew up on old beta videotapes, like pre-VHS. And that was always like, we didn't have a beta player, so I could only ever really watch them there, and so we'd make a point of watching them every year after dinner. It was pretty cool. And there was a Christmas themed episode in one of those odd tapes. So it was pretty cool.
Parents would take you down to the local theatre and you'd see the newest Charlie Chaplin movie.
Yes, something like that.
How did you feel when they finally came out with Technicolor, Mark? Did it blow your mind?
Look, okay, so to be fair, when I was a kid, there were actually color TVs, but I'm old enough that we weren't rich enough that I didn't have one of my own. We had a small color TV, about the size of one of the monitors I'm using right now in the lounge room, and then I had an even smaller black and white TV in my room.
And then they had that extra 2 meters at the back that I'm not entirely sure what they put in there. I'm pretty sure it's where they put the little person that changed the images was hiding in the back of that TV.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, his name was
Is there
Ray.
like a little gnome?
Yeah, his name was C. Ray Tube.
I feel like that's a joke, but it just went completely over my
Yeah,
head.
am I supposed to laugh?
I got it, Mark. It's okay.
C. Ray Tube, cathode ray tube, which is the technology that exists inside the TV of those TVs that makes them work.
Well, there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Entertaining
Jokes are so great when you-
and you learn something
Yes.
when you're here. To be fair, now that you mention it, I do remember having heard that at one point, but it was not important, so I forgot about it because it wasn't.
Remember those old computer monitors that weighed like 20 tons?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so they had the same things in them.
Yeah.
Big tubes of gas and other things that would be quite quite dangerous if you happened to bust them open.
So all those people throwing them out of the windows in their MTV music videos, probably not smart.
Well, they would have had to make sure that there was no one standing around at the bottom that could have, copped it when that happened.
Well, I mean, if they copped it, I think the gases would be the last thing that would be worrying about. Those things weighed 2 or 3 tons.
Well, yeah, also that. But yeah, obviously it was not just clearing the space where it was going to land, but clearing enough of the space down there so that no one would breathe in the gas before it dissipated as well.
All right, Ali.
Really have much of a story. I can just tell you guys what the family tradition is.
Yes, please do. I love a good tradition.
Yeah.
Is
Our
it D&D
family
related?
tradition. No.
Oh.
It's we always watch The Muppets: A Christmas Carol on Christmas Eve.
You could do
every
that.
single year.
Mm-hmm.
That's our
such
thing.
a good movie.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's all of our favorite Christmas movies.
It's been a long time since I watched it.
Much nicer than
good
Chevy
movie.
Chase National Lampoons. That's what we did.
Oh, and
We
we
watch
also
It's a
always get
Wonderful Life.
KFC.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh, that's very Japanese of you.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We always get KFC on Christmas Eve and watch The Muppets: A Christmas Carol.
That's the best.
That doesn't sound like a bad Christmas. I'll fucking come hang out with you for Christmas this year. Mark, did you? Not Mark. The other male, Froth.
Yes.
Did you give us one? I can't remember.
Yeah, I just said I hated Christmas carols, but we
Oh right.
also
Yeah.
watched a lot of the National Lampoons as well. I was reminiscing on that. Yeah, similar thing.
Yeah.
No KFC though. I'm a bit disappointed there. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you should try
same.
it. It's great.
I'll just make a new tradition. That's it. KFC every Christmas we're doing.
Everyone's too busy looking at Christmas lights, so all the KFCs are always empty. So just go get one.
I wouldn't
usually
recommend.
watch It's a Wonderful Life. So,
I wouldn't recommend driving to see Christmas lights and eating KFC at the same time because the oil makes your hands really slippery. You'll let go of the steering wheel. You'll crash.
And
it'll be
eating and
terrible.
driving is also an offense.
Yes.
Well, if that's offensive, then
I think she means a legal offense.
I know what she means. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Now, a couple of things that we should cover before we start tonight. Look, we've only 10 minutes into this recording. I already can't talk. Before we start tonight's episode. Recording, yeah, well, I'm recording it as well, so I just read it straight off my screen. Recording
okay.
live episode. It's a
Right.
live episode for everyone who's wondering that. So we can't fix it in post, so it's going up raw. But that's my favourite way of playing it, and I feel like it's been way too long since we've done a live episode. This is my favourite way of
Speaking of
doing
which-
it.
Yes.
It's been so
Yeah,
long,
we
I
missed
forgot to
you
log into
guys.
chat, so I'm just logging in now, guys.
Yep, jump on in. There's not many people in the chat, just me by the looks of it at the moment. So come keep me company. Now we have made a switch from one particular streaming software to another piece of streaming software. So you might see things that are a little bit different at the moment. Hopefully, the fidelity is a little bit better than it was in the previous couple of episodes. And I've changed the overlay. I've included these character sheets here that are floating above my head. Hopefully you like those. And a couple of other things that we need to cover. Of course, the cards are in play tonight, so if you are in chat, make sure you jump in there, except for the players. Redeem those crit coins, buy some cards for the players. I've already got a DM Nat 20 up there, so I'm pretty happy. But if you feel like you need to redeem crit coins, buy these, lose or something, feel free to do that.
Oh, harsh.
Yeah, I know.
We need it.
So I said, I'm on fire tonight. I can feel it. So I'm going to be throwing out these insults left, right, and center. But you guys can
Yes,
handle
I
it.
really hope it's not going to be like that one episode where you were rolling constant nat 20s and we were rolling 4s and 5s. because
I enjoyed that
that's awesome.
episode. I did 4 or 5
we
crits.
did it.
It was great.
I didn't enjoy that episode. I'm just speaking for myself, but I nearly died, so I didn't enjoy that episode.
I felt like when I finished that episode, going to the casino and just continuing that hot streak.
Yeah, you were doing really well that
blackjack.
night.
But I didn't because I'm not an idiot. But anyway, what else? The next episode of Out of the Abyss is going to be on the 3rd of December. It's going to be another light episode. As always, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Now, this is the penultimate episode, which means next week, on the day after my birthday, is going to be the last episode of Out of the Abyss for year 1 of Crit and Miss. And we're going to wrap it up with something unexpected. We'll put it that way. Now,
Don't
after
scare
that...
me. If you leave us on a cliffhanger, I'll cry.
Save
Please,
those tears.
please don't do that. 'Cause-
After that, of course, we have a very special episode of Tales from the Roguelite Tavern. We have our Christmas special on the 17th of December, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. That is going to be a very special episode for 2 reasons. First of all, we are going to be raising money. We're going to be doing a charity live stream, raising money for the National Breast Cancer Foundation. We're going to be doing that live, so you can jump on, make donations live. You can see that bar filling up. And our goal is to raise $100. I didn't realize it was American dollars. So that's probably going to be more like, I don't know, what is it, 180 Australian dollars, something like that? I don't know what the exchange rate is these days. So make sure you join us for that one. That's going to be very special for that reason.
150-ish.
And
Yes.
for another reason, because who's going to be DMing that one, Grace?
Oh, I am.
Oh,
Yep.
there we go.
Yep. I was like, what do you mean? Why are you asking me? I don't understand.
You have been prepping for it, right?
Yeah, I promise I've been prepping for it. I've got about 20 pages of notes. We're going to be doing some really exciting stuff. Yeah,
You say
that's
20
right.
pages of notes?
20 pages.
That's
True.
more
I'm so
than
excited.
that's probably like double the amount of notes I've done for the entirety of Tales from the
You're
Roguelite
right.
so
But
far.
I'm very thorough. I've made some new
Excellent.
mechanics we're going to be playing with.
Ooh, fun.
There's going to be some really interesting enemies. I've got a backup plan in case they kill them too quickly. All of this stuff. I'm very excited. Yeah, I'm really excited to get my first TPK. I think I'm really excited. It's gonna be like the perfect Christmas present, wrapped up in like a nice little bow.
It will be.
Let's see how it is. Yeah.
I kind of
Yeah.
want someone to play a wild magic sorcerer, and if they roll an 100 on the wild magic table, they have to roll a d20, and whatever number that is, Grace has to rip up that page from her notes and can't use it for the rest of the game.
I think we should do that on the at least on the Bought Wild Magic Surges.
Should definitely
No.
do it, I think.
I'll say right now, I will on stream. The minute we get there, we can roll a d20, and whatever it lands on, I will not use that page of my notes
All right.
because I have
You
a
heard it
very
here,
good memory.
folks. You heard it here.
Zombie6 says, good luck getting a TPK, Grace. So hopefully
Yeah.
that'll be a
Thank
great
you.
way to wrap up
Hey,
first year of
Zombie-
Christmas.
I'm so excited.
Whose side are you on, buddy?
He's on my side.
It's on Grace's
obviously.
side. The correct
Clearly.
side.
Like, and I've written an entire script. Like, I've literally, line by line, written a script for this episode.
Wow.
Obviously, I'm not gonna railroad people, but I just wanted to have a general gist of how it's gonna happen. And line by line, we have a script. And I think it's gonna be really fun because there's gonna be some
Cool.
of my characters coming in and having a little bit of a cameo. But yeah, I'll shut up now so we can actually get to the game. But yeah.
Maybe if this goes well, I hand Tales from the Roguelite over to you so I can do something else for next year.
That sounds like a big commitment.
Well, that's the great thing about Roguelite is it's not because we don't do it all the time.
It's true.
This is true.
You can do it whenever
Yeah.
you want.
This is true.
Exactly.
All right.
I
So
think I'd like that.
from Tales from the Roguelite Tavern, all the way to Out of the Abyss. Who remembers where we left off last episode?
Don't ask me because every time I do the recap, everyone hates it.
No, I love it. I love it. That's why I keep asking you to do it. I give you, I mercilessly tear you apart for it, but I love it.
We fought some mer people.
That's right.
And they were pretty wild. They were a random encounter, but they were tough, man. They were tough. We hadn't done much.
I don't know that they were random because they kept trying to drag us away. Like they weren't trying to actively kill us; they were just trying to kidnap us.
That's how those creatures act. I would imagine that would be the kind of behavior that they should exhibit in the wild, so to speak. I think Sven was just playing them to their nature.
So we ended up kicking their ass, which was good. Only just got out of there by the skin of our teeth.
Patch got really angry.
Yeah.
Borrowed Cleaver from Patch to dismember one from its head.
Patch
separate its head from its body.
from Patch.
So
you know what?
Cleaver from Thrash.
Let's start this episode. While we're on this subject, everyone roll a nature check for me.
Ooh, I'm horrible with that.
I'm not bad at these.
Yeah, we know.
Nature.
I only got a 14 though.
Oh, that's actually really good. Wowie zowie. Okay, that's a 17.
Aw. Sad.
Like, nearly everyone did better than me.
All right, look.
I'm not surprised that the drow didn't though.
I'm gonna say.
I have a +5. I just rolled poorly.
Yeah, me too.
Dranbalis and Thrash. Now that you've had a little bit of time to consider this, I don't know how you would have this information, but what you know is you're actually facing what's called Merrow. So they're not just normal mermaid people. They're not mermen doing blue steel left, right, and center. These are Merrow, and Merrow are merfolk-like creatures who actually come from the abyss, and they're sent into the material plane by the Demogorgon to basically harass and bully people on the material plane. So that gives you a little bit of an idea about what they were doing there. And what they like to do is basically ambush people, like they ambushed you, pull them off the boat, and then drag them down into their underwater lairs to drown them for all intents and purposes. So that's kind of what was going on in that that situation.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and they almost got Jim Jar. I was really going for him. I wanted to stop role-playing him, so...
Sorry, buddy, but...
That's so mean!
I mean, we did just abandon him on a boat all by himself.
We
Nice.
did!
And Bark.
Well, Flipperfine had a bit of an episode, didn't he? Towards the
did.
after that battle.
Flipperfine.
He did.
I feel bad for him.
Totally
Okay.
self-inflicted. I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I really
That's
dragged that roleplay situation out too. It was a real
was
high
good.
point.
Yeah, it was nice.
But then we did some interpretation of the map.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were able to work out what some of the words were, and we plot a course towards where we believed the missing stars from the ceiling aligned with the map, the star map.
That's right.
And Dranbalis was actually very excited towards the end of that, adamant that we have to go to this island where we see a large pyramid type structure.
Correct.
Bloody
Good note
cigarettes.
taking.
We also had my favorite part of the campaign so far, which was Thrash and Verina's little flirty moment.
Oh yes.
Hey.
There was that
Right.
little gem tucked into that whole situation. So that sort of happened towards the end of the previous episode. So you guys jumped off the boat, you joined up. So there were I think there was the 4 of you, plus the current iteration of Gadget, which is now a mechanical spider, and that's sort of where we left off. So you find yourself standing about 100 or so feet away from this ominous stone monument. What at first appeared to be a smooth-sided pyramid turned out to be a stepped pyramid, which appeared to be smooth-sided only because it was covered from the base all the way to the top in these thick spider webs. Now what I'll get you guys to do is you're standing there looking at this pyramid. I'll get a perception check from everyone. And I imagine you all have the 300 feet dark vision at the moment, so you'll make this with disadvantage, I believe. except
Goes in.
for Froth, if you want to use your bat familiar to do a look around.
Yep. Well, I already rolled without the disadvantage because I got really eager and keen and did it before you finished talking. So
Yeah.
let's go with that.
12 for Patch.
12 for Patch. Oh, let me just-
6 for Verena.
15 for Thrash.
With disadvantage.
Did it not roll a disadvantage? I told it to roll a
a look.
disadvantage.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
No one
Oh,
listens
sorry,
to
that was
me.
mine. Wait a minute. Oh, no, yours didn't. Sorry.
Oh,
17,
great.
15,
And-
15.
above
Wow.
VTT just crashed.
It's been a bit
That's
touchy
fun.
lately. But what I
Yeah.
can tell you this, with a 17, a 15, and a 15, you guys notice movement within the spider webs that are all the way around this pyramid. John Ballas, you send your bat to do a loop around, and what you actually see is within the stepped pyramid, you can see there's some giant spiders. Now, you can't tell exactly how many there are, but the thing is basically covered in these spiders. You would imagine that they're probably nesting within the sort of stepped facade underneath. They haven't noticed that you guys are there, or at least they're not making any sort of move in response to your presence. But exactly how many there are, you're not sure. Now, like I said previous episode, you can see right ahead of you there's a 5-foot wide sort of section of the pyramid where the webbing has been torn away. You can quite clearly see there's a doorway there, and the fact that the webbing has been torn away sort of tells you that someone must have opened this door at least relatively recently. Now, you've got a couple of options here. You can try and approach the door stealthily, see if you can avoid setting off the spiders, or see if you can avoid their notice, or maybe you'd be able to rush to the door. Now, with a 17 Dran Ballas, I'll tell you a little bit extra. The door is ever so slightly ajar.
Wait, so the door is a glass jar, or
The door
Door
is
jar.
a glass jar, which
is
seems
a
like a
jar.
really strange sort of architectural design.
No, but no, it's not a
No,
glass
no.
jar. It's just ever so slightly.
It's
ajar.
ever so slightly.
The door is...
That's
no, look.
If
The-
I were
the
to put
door
it
is-
into a
the door is
percentage,
a
I would
jar.
say it's 86% stone door, 14% glass jar.
Yeah.
So try and
Okay,
imagine
look,
that.
so, I also now need everyone
I'm
to
so sorry.
go and check out some of the comedy of the late great Bill Hicks and see the bit he does about getting pulled over by about being in a car with an automated voice thing while on mushrooms. And the car turns around and says the door is ajar, and he sat there and thought about that for like 4 hours.
You might need a link for that.
That's the situation
Yeah.
you find yourself. Of course, Jim Jar, Bark, Blue remaining on the boat,
Yep.
so they're 20 to 50 feet behind you on the shore.
Yep.
You guys are 100 feet away from this sort of dark stone pyramid, surrounded by these mountainous stalagmites and stalactites, as
Oh.
well as the sheer cliff face of the stone surrounding this ominous building.
I think
Ready.
we should let the others know to be quiet so the spiders don't find them, and then we should sneak in.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan. I think just tell them to go below deck. While we unfortunately have to go in there, which I really, really don't want to do. Sure there's not another way? We couldn't just, like, shut the door and chuck a torch in there, watch the whole thing blow up? That's, like, not something we can do, or...
Oh, actually, Dran Ballas, you get a little bit extra information with your 17 perception, because you were able to go all the way around the other side of the building. You noticed through the webbing There was also what appears to be another door on the other side of the pyramid, but up about 80 or so feet up. Or not 80, 40 feet up.
Is the webbing on that also been torn?
No, that's completely covered.
Mm.
And you would imagine that getting to that would be extremely difficult because you'll be fighting through the webbing as well as the spiders. So, but you know it's there.
John Belas would have passed all this information on to the rest of the party members, obviously.
Well, that might be a potential way out if we run into trouble. While we're inside, we could keep an eye out for the path that would lead there.
Mm.
And use that as a possible escape plan, and then anyone who came out behind us would have to deal with the spiders.
Covered with spiders on the outside. I'd hate to think what's on the inside.
Well, who knows? If the webs are covered over, probably not spiders.
I still vote for Plan Molotov Cocktail. I think that's a pretty valid plan. I mean, seems to work, chucking fire and things and shutting the door. I mean, that's just my plan. I think that's a good plan. Like, when has that ever failed us? I can certainly
assist with some fire, but
yeah, he thinks it's a good idea.
Is our best option.
I have to say, if we need to do fire, Tranbalas and I can do fire. But
as far as I'm aware, we were, you were meant to be my loyal servants as we went through this section, and I think a Molotov cocktail might, lean something different to that idea.
Oh, no one really asked you. Because, if we asked you, then, then you'd probably have a way to talk. But since I didn't ask you, it's, not really valid. Yeah, I'm still not keen on the whole servitude thing. That's, not something that I particularly want to engage in.
What about bodyguards?
I have an idea.
I like that. Hired mercenaries. I can do that since I am actually a mercenary. That seems like a good plan.
Perhaps I can make myself look like a spider.
Yes.
And you can all follow close behind.
That sounds like a great idea. I mean, I'm sure, if we just were all flexible, we could be spiders. I mean, I'm sure, we could do one of those bridge walk things.
I can, just actually turn into one of those.
There you go. See, we do have
Gadget.
And we all, and Gadget is spider too.
This is true.
Something. What kind of giant spiders are these, Sven?
Roll one of those nature checks.
Nature checks?
Is that all of us, or just...
like an 11. But it's more to the point of if I've seen it, I can turn into it.
Look, 11 is just enough. These are your standard run-of-the-mill giant spiders.
Right,
pretty common
add that to my list.
In these sorts of environments. And Thrash had a very early encounter with one of these things as it appeared from beneath the cushions within the quarters in Velkenvelve.
Yeah, not a fan of those things.
I'm gonna add it, but I can't turn into it yet because its challenge rating is too high.
I can place a cloud of fog over the door whilst we enter as well.
Okay. So, what's the plan? Because we're very good at talking about plans and not so good at implementing them.
We'll make ourselves look like spiders. You stay close with us, and we'll have the fog cloud to shield us on our way.
Well, I
Great
think
idea.
save the looking for spiders if we need to. I'm quite happy to just sneak up. I'm not too bad at that.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at being sneaky boy.
I think I can sneak up there, okay.
Alright, so I'm assuming the plan here is to try and approach with stealth.
I'm thinking approach with stealth to avoid the spiders.
Yep.
And then go with the plan to have Verena lead us in if there are drow on the inside.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So what I'll ask for here is I'll get a group stealth check, and I'll also ask, is there anything that you want to do to try and aid your finesse as you approach this
Yeah, with the
Oh,
I
girl.
mean, I will cast disguise self on myself
Okay.
to look like a spider.
All right.
Or a giant spider in this case. I probably wouldn't reach the same size, but I'd be pretty close to it. At least maybe I'll look like a young baby giant spider or
Yep.
something.
Well, knowing that they're probably nesting in here, it's probably fairly common to have smaller ones around as well. So give yourself a +4 for your stealth check, Drunbalis.
Who has the worst stealth out of all of us?
Verena?
I will cast guidance on Verena.
Alright. So an extra
Thank you.
1d4 for you, Verena, as you approach.
I need that.
Yeah,
would a-
with that roll.
Would a fog cloud help us out as far as? The
I mean,
people that
maybe,
can't
but it
reach
might
themselves?
also draw attention. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a fog cloud out of nowhere would be a bit sus. If we needed to hide and block our escape from something, I think it's great, like we did with the Demogorgon, or like stopped us from copying its fucking effect more than anything. Oh dear! Come on, Patch, bring up the average. Nope, I got a 12.
That one.
Oh wow! You
Does
getting
Gadget have to?
Yes. Actually, you know what? Instead of giving yourself a +4, Drunbalis, roll with advantage. I'll get the same thing from the newly redesigned gadget.
Okay.
So that'll be 11 with the +4.
Alright.
Oh, I think we're fighting spiders, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Gadget got a 12.
Gadget got a 12. Alright. So, here's what happens. Who's leading the charge?
I'll go first.
Oh, wouldn't Verena go first? Because
Oh
she's
yeah. Well.
Yeah, I'm happy to go first with Gadget. Gadget and I will go first.
Yeah.
Alright, so
I'll send Gadget in front of me because Gadget can't be surprised.
Gadget, Verena, who's next?
I'll go next.
me.
Oh, you can, and
Yeah,
I'll bring up the rear then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Keep our squishy dragonborn, or squishy dragonborn, in between the tough peoples.
So we have
Verena and I'll go in the middle and thrash up front, patch up
Verena's
there.
leading because like she's supposed to be in charge, for the roof.
Oh, of course.
But she's got Gadget in front of her, which is a steel defender, which is tanky. And then great Thrash, then you, then me.
Beauty. Yeah, cool.
Alright,
Awesome.
so you guys start heading towards this monumental structure that's looming ahead of you in the darkness. And as you get around about 40 feet away, you begin to see some movement within the spider webs, sort of near the apex of the pyramid. You're getting closer, 20 feet away, you can start to see legs appearing through the spider webs. And you realize that when you're moving, you're actually treading on some loose spider webs that are sort of covered into the ground around you. And they must have sensed your footfalls as you approach. But you get within 10 feet and you start to see 5, 6, 7 spiders crawling down the facade of the building down towards you as you're standing within 5 feet of the door. You manage to pull open the door and it opens with a grinding scrape. And you rush inside of the building and you find yourself standing in front of a 5 foot wide, or not in front of, in a 5 foot wide long hallway with stairs descending down beneath the pyramid. What do you do? Do you do anything with the door? Are you going to try and close it?
Yeah, let's close it.
Yeah. Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
Close the door behind us and descend.
Alright.
Being cautious and careful as we do so, keeping an eye out for booby traps.
Patch, you're the last one into the building, and as you start to close the door, you see this giant spider's leg start poking its way through the door as you're trying to pull it shut behind you. There's a large rusted iron bar that runs the length of the door from the inside, and you pull it shut and it actually closes on the spider's leg, and with a sickening squelch it severs the spider's leg, which falls down to the ground beneath you and starts twitching on the ground. But you just made it inside just in time.
Does that leg potentially have any useful herbal, like components for making potions and things?
Roll
poisons,
one of those checks for us. Roll a yeah, sure. Why not? Nature's fine.
I mean, survival's better.
Survival, nature. You roll whatever you feel like rolling.
Survival. 24.
24. Right. I wasn't prepared for this at all. You think maybe it could be used to create an antivenom, possibly. Because these spiders probably have trace amounts of venom throughout their body, but not sure at this point. Whether or not you would even have enough to make something, you don't know, but potentially.
Alright, I'll add it to my backpack. It's a piece of giant spider leg.
Alright, so that takes you a minute or so, and while you're there, I'm going to move you guys. Let's go to the map.
I'll make it weigh like 2 pounds. Take like that much of something.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Ooh,
right, so there we go. And I'll put you guys in order on the map. There you go. There you all are.
Oh, look at that.
All right.
Lovely.
And I guess
Got my shield and mace at the ready.
I'll give you a little bit of flavor text. You're in a 5-foot wide hallway, 20 feet high. This corridor descends down to the darkness of this ominous structure. You can't hear anything from within, but stale air carries a foul odor. It's like decay mixed with a powerful mildewy scent. Kind of reminds you of decaying plant matter. What do you want to do?
Should
Keep
get
moving.
past this hallway and have a look?
Alright.
Yeah.
Carefully and cautiously, I would assume.
Alright, so if we're try and move with caution here, I'll get you to roll another stealth check and give me a bit of an idea about how successful you are with that.
don't have a
Nat
map.
1 for a 6.
17.
I think Patch falls down the stairs.
Actually, I think mine's meant to be it.
I felt like a black screen and nothing else.
Left hand side somewhere there should be something. Can you zoom all the way out? Maybe you can see something.
Yeah, it's like a map. I see it. It's
Yep.
just really dark.
Huh.
Like it's just like
Have you got darkness turned on the map?
I don't know how to undo that.
I shouldn't
Like
have.
if
No,
I do, I
I'm
wouldn't
asking
even know
Sven.
how to.
It's a DM thing.
Darkness filter. No, that should be all the way off.
No. Okay. Then you might need a
Oh
refresh, Grace.
no!
No, you found
It was
Found
me.
Okay.
It was my browser. I have like a dyslexic filter on my thing, so
Oh,
it
right.
inverts the colors. Yeah, that
Okay.
was me.
There you go.
Yep.
Where's Ned's like, just cast magic missile? Yeah, like absolutely, we should cast magic missile at the darkness.
See,
Let's
you're not
do
the only
it.
one who gets that reference.
100%, man.
Thank you for joining us, my brother. Okay, so
Yeah.
when I say my brother, I mean my actual brother, by the way. I don't mean that as in jive speak. It's my actual brother. So,
Hey, man.
let's have a look at your stealth checks there. 6, 17. Ooh, Lady Verena. You get down to the bottom of the stairs and you sort of trip over, and you actually,
Coming, Crush.
as you reach the bottom of the
I'll do
stairs, you find that a section of the ceiling has collapsed down onto the floor, and you catch your toe on some rocks and you fall forward, and you actually fall forward face first into what appears to be a humanoid body lying on the ground. You can see that this is the rest of you can see this is a 25-foot square chamber. There's a pair of unlit braziers in opposite corners of the room. And there's three things that immediately grab your attention, and one of them is what Verena almost just fell straight into. There's two, being the obvious source of the decaying odor that you smelt before, a pair of 5-foot-tall humanoids lying face down in a state of decay. Another thing that grabs your attention is the presence of a large, leathery, biological mass featuring 5 pointed limb-like extensions, each capped with these wicked barbs, like hooks. There's a strange bulb that seems to be hanging from the side of the mass by a stringy, like muscular substance, and that bulb is capped by a number of weird spheroid eyes. The third thing of note in this chamber is the remains of what you tripped over, Verena, on your way in, is the remains of what appears to be a statue, or at least it was a statue. The statue's parts now lie scattered across the grounds. Appears to have been damaged, maybe in the when the ceiling collapsed, or perhaps if some type of combat happened in this room. But all you can see now is just like the feet, like a pair of boots standing on a pedestal. The rest of it is scattered across the floor. What do you do?
There's a creature in the room.
Doesn't seem to be moving.
Can I more closely inspect that leathery looking thing with the capped?
Ditto.
Yeah. That's showing my interest the most.
Alright.
Let's see if I can figure out what it is.
So as Verena sort of pushes herself up away from this corpse, which is lying sort of face down, it's like a 5-foot tallish humanoid, Patch approaches this mound, this leathery looking mound. Is it some type of creature or not? It's not moving. Give me a nature check.
Ew, 8.
Can I do it as well, since I'm also going to look at it?
Yeah.
I think we all are.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend
Wow.
time on these dead bodies instead.
That's an 18.
That
Damn.
sounded okay.
And
I've
thanks for the
transferred-
Movember
Yeah.
shout out, Wes.
Yeah, thank you. I've transferred my luck over towards you tonight, Grace, to make up for how you're feeling.
Yeah.
With an 18. What I can tell you is this, and I can't tell you much. This is some type of plant-like creature, but it's nothing that any of you have ever seen before.
Okay. Right.
That's pretty much all I can tell you. It's physical makeup
Yeah,
just
'cause I
doesn't
understand.
resemble anything that you've seen.
Yeah, this isn't something that I would know about. Definitely not. I'm just
Good
gonna
idea.
sort of take cleaver off of my back and nudge it, like take the axe end,
I
pointing
can talk
towards
if
me.
it's a plant and you
and
tell
just
me that. I can
nudge
talk
it.
to it.
I'm gonna nudge it first.
You can poke it with Mage Hand.
She's just gonna poke it with the end of cleaver and just be like, I think it's a plant. I don't know, it's kind of squishy.
It's kind of like tough. It has like a tough exterior sort of skin, leather-like skin. You can see underneath one of those, now that you have a little bit more time to look at it, it looks like a 5-pointed star. And the top of it, which would be like if it was a starfish, the top of the starfish has sort of come out and is hanging to the side by a sinewy, muscle-like strand. And those other bodies that you saw appear to be in a more advanced state of decay, because they've been chewed on by vermin. This thing has not been touched at all.
Okay.
Are you okay, little plant buddy? Patch has speech of beast and leaf, which means you can communicate with, though not understand, beasts and plants and have advantage on charisma checks to influence them.
Okay.
I don't think this is a plant, my dude.
You just said it was a plant.
Yeah, I said it was a plant, but I also say a lot of really dumb things, and I don't know what this thing is, but it doesn't... It looks weird.
It does say beasts and plants.
And
Yes.
Verena, the body that you almost landed up on, and you pushed yourself up with the toe of your boot, you sort of push the thing over, and it rolls over onto its back. You can see it's like a gangly, greyish skinned humanoid with like a pot belly, but its face is what strikes you as the strangest, because it's got compound spider-like eyes, and its face, where its mouth would be, is not like a normal person's mouth. It has features like spiders' mandibles.
Is the other one like that?
Yes.
If I kick that one over too?
That's right, yep.
Can I have a look at this statue? Is there any like bits of it that's crumbled that's kind of recognizable?
Yep. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation. Can I roll well tonight? Let's see. No. It's 14.
14. 14 is not too bad. The first thing that you notice is on the sides of the boots, which is the only thing remaining still on the pedestal of the statue, there's two little indentations where it appears there was something that's been broken off. You look through the debris and the rubble that's scattered throughout the room, and you find the head. You pick it up and you sort of roll it over because it's quite heavy. It was a large statue, and you can't see any facial features. It looks as though the facial features have been obscured by facial wrappings. That's what you notice.
Alrighty.
I'd probably just cast Mage Hand and just use it to clean up some of the cobwebs and stuff.
Okay.
While I'm there.
Yep. No problem. This glowing spectral hand appears and starts brushing away some of the cobwebs, and what you see is on the north and southern end of the room there's like a large stone door, both exactly opposite each other, right in the middle of the room. So there's north and there's south.
And the plant doesn't seem to respond to my
No.
question.
No response whatsoever.
Did it respond to being poked by Thrasher's axe?
No movement.
Yeah.
No response.
No.
Does it
Okey-dokey.
have a face?
Does it have a face? It has a bulbous protrusion at the top of it that has
Right.
5 or so what appear to be eyes around the
Eyes?
top of it, and
Um.
there's like a sinewy, muscular-like strand that's it's hanging from, and there appears to be like a bit sort of hanging out of that as well.
Could
It's
there be
bizarre.
like a person inside? Sounds like a
I'm
cocoon
just-
or something.
Yeah. Thash is just gonna get up near where its eyes are and just sort of lean down and look at it in its eyes and be like, are you living? Like, are you a living thing? If you're living, you're going to need to respond to it. Give me something to work with here. Like, are you dead? Are you not? This is really annoying me, guys. It's just sitting here, bored. Is there a door where we can leave from? And as she sort of, like, walks away to look for the door, she won't mean to, but she'll just accidentally kick it with the edge of her foot to see what happens.
Yeah, you kick it with your foot. It almost feels like you're kicking like a tough leather sort of armor, and it's heavy. It moves a little bit, and you can hear like a soft squelch as you kick it. But there's no movement. There's no response from it.
Patch is going to put a hand to his shoulder and give himself advantage on initiative.
Thank you
Just
very
in
much.
cases.
Oh no.
Just in cases. Just in cases. I'm just remembering that I need to say this before combat.
Thank you.
Should we potentially maybe try and have a look through these doors and see what's around here and see whether it's worth trying to work out what this thing is?
Yeah, I think
don't see
it's
why
not
not.
responding. I thought maybe I could find out something from it if it was alive, but it might not be. Which door do we want to take?
Let's flip a dice.
Okay,
And let
let
the
me see
fates
if I
decide.
have one.
Are you going to flip
Odds
a
are
dice
up.
or flip a coin and roll a dice?
I have a coin.
You're going to roll a
I have
coin?
a coin on me.
Yep.
I have a roll a coin.
I have
You know what I mean.
a spider's leg.
We could flip my axe.
Hmm.
I'm sure one
Yeah,
of us would have
sure.
a coin we could flip.
Yeah, I have
I don't-
coins. That's what I'm saying. I have a coin we could flip.
Yeah,
Oh.
flip a
Yeah.
coin.
Let's
Sweet.
flip a coin.
Heads for north and tails for south.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. Dash will sort of reach down into her boot and pull out this 1 gold coin. And she'll
Just
be
like-
like,
Odds evens on a D4 then? Odds for heads,
Yeah.
evens for tails?
Yep.
sounds good. La di da di da. Have to figure out. There it is. Okay. That's a 3.
3.
Heads. Okay.
We're going that way.
Alright.
That
North it
that
is.
way.
North it is?
North it is.
Yep.
All right.
It is.
So you can
feel
see
like
there's
this-
a
Gadget through.
stone door, and there's an obvious like handle mechanism on the door.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going through the door? How are you doing that?
I'll open the door with mage hand.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
say.
I'll
Yeah.
stand back while you do that.
Yeah.
I'll
Just in
send
case
Gadget
it's
through
really
because I
tricky.
can always rebuild.
All right. So
Yeah.
your mage hand, now covered in cobwebs, floats over towards the door, and sort of it's like a strange door mechanism. It sort of pulls back and then twists, and it's supposed to push inwards, but the mage hand pushes and it's not budging.
Mm.
It doesn't
Should we
appear
try
to be
the-
locked, but it's not moving.
Should we try the southern door then?
Maybe it just doesn't like your mage hand.
Maybe it's jammed.
Let me
Maybe
have
it
a
would like
closer
something
look.
with a bit more oomph. And should I charge the door?
Patch-
Would you guys?
no.
Yeah,
no,
do it.
Wait.
Let's do it.
Patches already moved up to take a closer look. I just want to
Good.
check the door out. Like, obviously it's already been touched with the mage hand,
Mhm.
so I'm gonna like just feel around, see if I can find any triggers, traps,
Okay.
anything like that, or anything weird about the mechanism.
All right.
Um,
Roll investigation for me.
All right. Probably should have flavored that more as perception because I'm better at that, but 10.
10. You don't notice anything, no mechanisms, no strange wires, no protrusions that shouldn't be there, but what you do notice is, first of all, the door handle is strangely high, like it's like at your chest, sort of like neck height. Second thing that you notice is that the door handle is quite large, and the third thing that you notice is that it appears to have been somehow not barred from the other side, but something is stopping it from opening easily. Now, you give it a slight rattle, you feel like it could be forced open.
Alright, yep, Thrash, you're up. We
Dash
need
is just
some-
sort of like looking at a pile of rubble, and she has her name and picks up, and she's like, "What?"
Maybe not charge it, but we need some muscle on this door. We need some
Yeah,
force.
muscle. I can
Yeah.
do that. And she sort of like
So-
walks up to the door.
Yeah,
She's
so
like,
the handle's just
cracking her knuckles.
kind
and-
of stuck, you know? So maybe if you
Yeah.
just give it a good...
Yeah. and she's just going to totally ignore him and ram into the door.
All right, athletics check for me.
Can I rage so that I can
No.
have advantage?
You may not.
Please?
No.
Please?
It'd be a
No.
waste of the red.
Damn it! It's fine.
No. We talked about this.
That's an 18.
18. So you charge the door, just as like Patch is sort of watching you do this, and Patch quickly pulls down on the door handle so you don't just charge straight into a sort of closed door, and you barrel through it, and you can hear like what sounds like rubber bands breaking from the other side as you smash in through this door, and what you're greeted with is the sight of a 5-foot wide corridor that continues for, I don't know what that is, like 50 or so feet. No, it only goes for like 20, 30 feet before it opens up into what appears to be a wider chamber. That's maybe 25 feet, very similar to the one that you just left, but there appears to be also more debris lying on the ground, and in the far end of that room you can see what appears to be dilapidated crates and stools scattered across the floor.
Wait, what trap did I trigger? Since you said it sounded like snapping rubber bands.
No trap.
No?
Nope.
No trap?
Whatever was blocking
Okay.
it, I guess.
That's right.
Sweet. So Thash, after like barreling through the door, sort of turns around, she's like, Team Muscle! And she's like, woo!
Yeah.
Another point for Thrash for breaking things! And then she's gonna
Okay.
head towards the
Should we
pile
send
of
Gadget
crates
through
and-
first?
Now I'm on a roll! You're
Alright.
gonna harsh my mellow now? I just broke through the fucking door!
Okay, go.
Mhm.
Off you go. Don't
And
die.
she's just sort of never. And she runs towards the crates, and I just want to look at the crates.
Burst straight into the room and go straight at the crates. Yep, love it. You gonna move up?
Straight for the crates. Yeah, I'll move up. Thank you.
I guess I'll roll my eyes and start following, but I'm gonna stay at the here to get a look into the room first. Okay, that looks a bit better.
Alright, so
This is fine.
you move into this room, and you can see that this room, or this chamber, must have been habitated at some point by someone. You're not sure, but it must have been a long time ago, judging by the state of what remains of the furniture that's lying about the room. It's all broken, and there appears to be a pile of crates at the back of the room that have just been haphazardly piled there and left to decay over time. Now, in the southwestern portion of the room, the southwestern corner, there appears to be a passageway which seems to have been dug straight through the stone wall of this chamber, and it's filled with like debris and loose rocks and stuff like that.
Alright, is that another door on the east wall as well?
That's right. On the eastern wall in the center of the chamber, you can see there's a door.
And is there any significance to this rug looking thing at my feet, or is that just
No, it
Clever.
just appears to be an old rug. Whoever once habitated this room, must have left in a hurry, just left it there. It's just for decoration, you would imagine. But is anyone looking through the crates? Did I hear Thrash say she was going to
Yeah,
have a look?
Thrash went straight for him.
Alright, so what you find
Fucking mimic, watch this.
throughout the crates, got a pen?
I hope it's a mimic.
Hey, you found stuff.
I
Three
love mimics. Oh! I actually have a pen. Okay, yep. Go on.
3 rusted pickaxes, 10 torches, 2 flints, a warhammer, Two
Sorry,
hand
10
axes.
what? You're gonna have to go slower than that. 10 what?
10 torches.
Yep,
2 flint.
yep.
1 warhammer.
Yep.
Thank you for the raid, All Things Fantasy. Thanks for joining us.
Dibs on the Warhammer.
For episode 17.
Hey, guys.
Of the Abyss. 2 hand axes.
Ooh, I like the weapon. Yep.
10 feet
Yeah.
of chain.
10
Nice.
feet of chain. That coming in.
A glass bottle.
Right. That'll
1
be useful for potion making.
superior healing potion.
That's
Yes.
mine.
2 traveler's clothes.
Oh my god.
You know what? I'm just going to edit
Yeah.
this and I can just bloody well send it to
Trav
you.
There we
clothes.
go.
Okay.
Alright.
Hey,
I can...
Grace,
Yep, sorry.
Yeah.
hear me out.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let them hear me out in the chat.
That Warhammer.
Yeah.
Can I swap that back? Can I swap that over for the mace?
No,
'Cause
man,
it's,
you named it.
Well, then can I also have
I'm
the
not
Warhammer?
finished. There's
Okay,
also
He's not finished.
a flask,
I can't copy this.
a shield,
Flask. Wow. Okay.
a breastplate,
Oh,
Yeah,
wait a
50.
minute.
shit, they really did leave in a hurry.
50 gold pieces, 120 copper pieces, and a scroll case, which you find contains 2 scrolls. 1 scroll of earth tremor, and 1 scroll of enlarge reduce.
Oh,
Do you want those, Froth?
Yeah, I'll definitely. I think I can copy them and then
Yeah.
possibly pass them on. Yeah.
yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Sash
Yep.
just sort of looks
I
up
can-
from the weapons and she's like, this is paper. You, nerds,
I
does
can
one of you
definitely
nerds
cast
want
those,
this?
or at least I think I can definitely cast those from the scrolls once you've copied them, Froth.
I think copying them destroys the scroll.
Okay. I'd also
But
like
you
to
will
point
have
out
them forever.
there's a shield, a breastplate, and a hammer, which is kind of, other than the hammer, it's kind of the exact kit that I'm already wearing. So I feel like we should see if they're maybe magical, because they might be upgrades.
I'll tell you right now,
Right.
Sell them.
it's not magical.
Okay.
Let's sell them.
But
Yeah, we can sell them.
they're very, what's the right word here? Non-ornamental, if that makes sense. There's no
They don't-
They're
ornament to
basic
them.
bitch.
Yeah, they're very practical weapons.
Yes, that's.
Do they
exactly it.
bear any particular markings or hint that might have been used by any particular organizations, or they're just generic?
You roll a history check for me, man.
Okay. History. I'm not great at these, but I'm okay. I rolled a 4 plus 2, 6. I probably don't know what's going on.
Nothing that you're familiar with.
Yeah.
Can I roll a history check since
Yeah, sure
I don't
thing.
know.
The utilitarian design of this equipment leaves very little to be able to distinguish what
11.
culture it came from. 11.
Same thing.
It appears to be somewhat dwarven in design, but while you know
Oh,
dwarves to be very proud craftspeople, and add a lot of ornamentation that reflects their culture on what they craft. This is very similar in overall design, but lacks any ornamentation or any pride in the craft, if that makes sense. It's very
Okay.
utilitarian in design.
Is this
Oh
more Duragar?
no!
Yeah.
Kind of.
And a scroll of enlarge reduce
It's
makes
sad.
sense for those guys too, because they can just do that. Those
They
guys are
Thrash sort of
bastards.
picks up one of the warhammers and she's like, "These dwarves were sad, like really sad."
There's only one
Like,
Warhammer,
she-
and I think, right?
That's
Yeah,
correct.
yeah, you can have the warhammer, but like she'll
Okay.
hold up her axe and
Yeah.
compare it to the warhammer and be like, "Happy dwarves make good-looking weapons. Sad dwarves make depressing-looking weapons. This is a depressing-looking weapon, which is
Most
why
people
you
down
get it.
here aren't happy.
Well, that's unfortunate, because that's just a sad-looking weapon. How are you going to kill someone efficiently when your weapon just looks sad?
Dranbalis and Verena, can I get perception check from the two of you?
Yeah.
Alright, and I have officially equipped said Warhammer.
Alright.
I'll keep the mace as well if Grace doesn't want it back as a backup weapon.
16.
Yeah, you can have it.
Oh gods, Dranbalis, you are nailing these perception checks. You notice
Nice.
everything. You can hear movement coming from the door to the east. Like a shuffling sound. And the sound of maybe some masonry clattering across the stone floor.
Yeah.
Should I maybe
Right.
check that out?
Would say to the rest of the party, shh, be quiet. There are noises. Can anybody else hear them? Sounds like something being dragged across the floor.
Alright, well I would
It's coming this way.
Are you saying that where from? Where
From
are
the
they
door.
coming from?
Coming from the door on the east.
Oh, okay. I will try and hide myself here and be ready, holding ready with my Warhammer.
I'm just gonna stand in front of the door.
I'll stay back here.
Yeah, same. I'll stand in front of the door.
So stealth to hide, and then I'm holding an action.
Yeah, I'll ready in action.
Alright. That is done with the assumption that whatever it is has not noticed that you're there. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
So when if hostility begins, it's just roll for initiative.
Yeah.
If you have surprised this thing, you get the surprise round.
Yeah.
Um,
So I got an 11 on my stealth check, if that makes a difference or anything.
Alright. What do you guys do?
Oh, before we get into a potential combat, Alicia, what did we decide with the warding bond thing?
If you want to be hooked up to me, we can do that, or we can just like not do it for now and see how it goes.
I think it's a good idea, because that kind of gives us a shared health pool then, which makes our total health pool kind of massive.
Yeah. The only other thing is, would that then be better shared with Dranbalis?
I mean,
Because we're
maybe,
like the two weakest.
maybe.
Squishy.
Yeah.
That's actually not a
And
bad
you're gonna
idea.
be like stood at the back, so
Yeah,
you
and-
won't
and
be
I
taking
can-
hits.
I can rage and get my ordinary. Oh, I'm not gonna be stood at the back so much. I'll probably be taking hits, but yeah. Oh yeah, so better off if he has, just to keep you guys both alive. It's just there for
Well,
emergency kind of thing.
We'll try it with Dranbalis and
Yeah,
see how it goes. If it ends up very poorly, then we know not to do that next time.
Alright, cool. Sounds good.
We're sharing the hits we take, is that what we're doing?
I'm
and-
gonna not cast it for now, just to see if we do actually get into combat, because it is
Yeah.
like a duration.
Yeah, it's just a thing. You both have to be wearing a ring.
Yeah. You can have a ring.
and she can
I'm
cast-
just gonna stand in the doorway and act really imposing and menacing. For if someone walks in here, I'm gonna be the first thing they see, and I'm gonna look really peeved off.
Yeah, and so I think my position here fits with the character of being bodyguard. Like I'm ready to pummel anyone who tries to actually, assault your person.
Alright.
Same.
You stand there and you wait. A minute passes. Nothing happens. 2 minutes
Awesome.
pass. Nothing happens. How long do you
I
wait
don't
for?
think they're coming this way.
Well, can we still hear the sounds, or have they stopped?
Roll another perception check for me.
Whew, 19.
18.
You're on fire.
Going right. Yeah.
20.
21.
Ooh.
Damn. We're all listening really well.
You can hear the very faint sound of shuffling. It's very faint. From the
Does
other
it
side
seem
of
like
the door.
it maybe moved off, or is it staying at the same volume?
It's staying at the same volume.
So they're down the corridor a little bit. Something's happening up ahead.
Yeah.
Good
Do
thing.
we...
Well, we could try going around down the other cavern and just be quiet. Try to go around whatever's going on out there, but
yeah, but wouldn't you hate to be caught at a
also-
dead end and that thing catch up with us?
well, we don't even know what it is. Like, we don't actually know what's in here. That's the point of being in here. And I feel like that other passage behind Dranbalis down there is maybe a way out. So perhaps we see where that leads to know our escape route if we need it, and then continue down this corridor, or we just leave that for now and go down the corridor and see what's that noise is up ahead. Being quiet as we approach, of course.
I say let's push on.
Push on ahead. Okay. I'll step forward and suss out the door. Same deal as before. I want to check the traps before I try and open it.
Investigation
Yeah,
check.
sweet.
Oh, nat 1. I got a 3.
Ooh. Can I caress it with my...
I think if there is a trap,
Beautiful
it's about to
mayhem.
explode in my face.
It would have.
You check the door for traps. Tell me exactly how do you go about doing that? How do you check it?
Same as before, just like running my hands over it, looking for, gently looking for any triggers, pulleys, using my eyes as well as my hands, obviously, but, so I don't obviously hit something that I'd already be able to see. But yeah, just sussing it out, looking for, anything
Okay.
else.
You don't notice anything untowards.
Alright,
Door.
so just trying now.
Try the handle.
Yeah,
I
quietly.
would say stand aside, I'll use mage hand.
Okay. Step inside.
Spectral hand does the movements as before to open up the door handle.
Open up the door handle. The spectral hands floats over towards the door, grasps the door handle, pulls it back, turns it, and pushes it, and it opens up inwards, as did the previous door that you went through. And you see a couple of things. Let me first reveal this room to you. You see another 5-foot wide corridor that continues for 20 or so feet. It ends with another door. That door stands open. But what you see standing in that doorway is what really grabs your attention. Because it looks like this.
Oh, that's a weird looking thing.
Yeah, well, it is.
Yay!
So the best way I can describe this for those people listening on Spotify, it appears to be a human-sized starfish.
Mounted
And
starfish.
the top of the starfish has sort of detached. It's got these like segmented leathery armor which runs the length of the starfish's arms and are covered in these thick spines. The bulb, which is protruding from the top, sits on the end of a muscular, sinewy sort of strand. And that strand, as you open up, sort of splits apart. And it goes to whip something out towards you. Roll for initiative, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, every time.
Could have been worse.
Can everyone see what I revealed there?
We can't see the name, but we can
Okay.
see
It's
it.
Here's a
my-
picture of the starfish monster.
My
yeah.
one did not update there, so the people at home couldn't see it, but I just updated it. There we go. Hopefully that fixes the problem. There we go. Now you can see it. It's standing right there at the end of this hallway. You can see the hallway ends and sort of opens up into another wider chamber. But as you open that door, that sinewy sort of neck sort of opens up and it goes to lash out towards you. But Dranbalis, you are quickest off the bat here. What do you want to do?
I'd like to do 2 actions if possible, but I know that's not a thing. I'd like to cast Firebolt at him down the hallway.
So, before we charge ahead, is my initiative showing up in the tracker for you guys? Because it's still not showing up for me.
Yep, I see it.
Yep. Where am I?
You are second, right after Dranbalas. So it goes Dranbalas, Patch, Verena, Thrash, and then whatever this thing is.
Alright.
And I would be saying, just as I start to cast this firebolt, close the door after I send this through, and I would shoot this fireball down the passage towards the large starfishy looking creature.
Alright, that's a ranged spell attack, and this is darkness, so I'm going to get you to roll that one with disadvantage.
Probably no need anyway, but...
yeah, actually, don't worry about it. It misses.
To miss.
This all happens so quickly that you don't have a time to aim your spell the way that you normally would, and it hits the wall of the corridor, sending a shower of sparks which lights this creature up as it's halfway through the motion of sort of opening up that sinewy sort of protrusion. Anything else you wanted to do?
Yeah, I'd be saying, close the door.
It's making these weird squelchy noise like as it sort of moves around, and you can see it has on the bottom of its like limb-like protrusions these what appear to be like octopus suckers. It's like suction to the floor beneath it.
Like that.
Touch.
Oh.
What do you do?
Okay. Is it an action or a bonus action to close the door?
That's interacting with an object. Be part of your move action.
Okay, so I can do that with that. Yep. Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. Well, in that case, I'm going to move to here, 5 feet, close the door.
Okay.
And then it gives me 25 feet left. Yeah, alright, still. Hang on. And then I'm going to cast, as an action, the Produce Flame cantrip. So I don't have to throw this straight away. I can hold the flame in my hand and use it as a torch. So in doing that, I guess I would have to put my hammer away.
Yep.
So I'm still shield and flamey thing.
Well, the problem there is drawing and putting away a weapon is also considered interacting with an object, so that's going to take up an action.
Okay, right.
So you close the door now.
Okay, yeah, no, I won't do that way then. What can I do instead? Yep, alright, I will... step back to here, and then... Oh, can I just drop my hammer?
Yes.
Alright, I will, in that case, take another couple of steps back. Checking, is that... Yep, cool. 20, yeah. Maybe to there. Drop my hammer here, and cast Produce Flame, staying in this position. That will give me an aura of 10 foot bright and 10 foot dim, which means that 20 foot radius is considered bright light for all of us that have dark vision.
Alright, chuck that aura on there. So you guys see Patch suddenly pull the door shut and then just start running around in the room, throwing hammers and casting fires all over the place.
Yes. Why is it not showing up? I don't know. I might need to make the colours a little bit more.
How did Stool get here?
Yeah.
Get out of here. What are you doing here? What is going on with Above ETT? It's doing some bizarre things tonight. Alright, is that it? We're done?
10 feet. Yeah. Can you guys see that aura well enough? It's sort of darkening. It's more darkening than it is brightening, but...
you might need to maybe just change it a little bit, just make it a little bit more...
Yeah.
But I'm assuming that's going to be the end of your turn, so as you do that, let's move on to Verena. What do you want to do?
Yeah. Oh, hello. That's just loaded. Yep.
Yeah. Loaded. 1 second.
I'm going to it's 5, 10. I'm gonna run over here. I'm gonna tap Drown Blast, cast Warding Bond
That's
on
good.
both of us. Just in case.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to keep moving down here.
Cast Warding Bonds. Keep moving.
20, 25, 30. And then Gadget has 40 feet of movement. I think, yeah, 40 feet. Gadget will come with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. We're gonna check out what's down here when it's my next turn.
Alrighty then, Thrash.
Is there anything heavy in the room?
Patch is probably pretty heavy.
Other than people?
Much of the furniture that still remains in here is quite dilapidated and probably doesn't have much mass left in it. If you're thinking about barring the door, unfortunately you don't have much to work with here.
I had an idea. So, oh god, this is so stupid. So I've got arrowheads, right? Right? Okay. So if I no, there's no way this is gonna work. No, is this too stupid? I think this is genuinely the stupidest thing I've ever done. Can I try and get the boards and from the bar and use the arrows to as nails and hammer it in with Patch's warhammer? Would that work? Is that
What are you doing with my
even a
warhammer?
thing? Can I use it as an actual hammer to barricade the door with arrowheads?
Alright, so
As
the
nails?
It's
the
a stone door.
problems, there's a couple of problems here. First of all, problem number one is it is a stone door and the nails will not go into stone. Problem number two is the door opened inwards into the hallway.
So not helpful. Okay, so that was one of the stupidest things I ever said. Yeah, rightio. Okay, ignore me. Nope, I'll just go down the hallway. That's it. There's not really anything else for me to do.
Oh, everyone's just buggering off. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we want to be anywhere near it.
Now, I'm going to say that you guys had enough time before opening this door to have a good look around. You can see that excavated section only continues around, bending towards the north for, I don't know, 25, 30 feet, and then it ends in a dead end. Whoever was trying to dig through there must have given up.
This still seems like a better position than with that starfish thing.
Yeah, like
I don't
I
want
think
to
we should
be
at least
anywhere
wait.
near it.
I think we should at least wait and see if it can get through the door, so we know if it's gonna follow us if we go the other way or not.
Oh, well, in that case, do you want to taunt it a little? You know, see if it'll,
We could try
I
and
think
set an
Dren
ambush.
Paulus just did that. Let's just wait and see if it comes through the door. Get ready.
Okay.
Who's next in initiative?
It is.
Uh,
No, no,
The
Rainer
creature's
is.
turn.
Alright, so it's my creature's turn now. You
Patch, I haven't got
can
you in the
hear, and you notice the stone door sort of moving, as if it's doing something on the other side of the door, but you don't see the door handle move, and you can hear dum, 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 like knocking on the door. The door does not open. Top of round 2, Drunbalus.
Okay.
I
I'm
don't think
looking
it
up.
has hands.
I'm looking around at the rest of the party, sort of saying, "What do you want to do? Can we
I don't know.
put something under the door to, I don't know, poison it or something?"
Whoa. We either fight our way through it, or seemingly it can't open the door. We could get out of here.
Do you want to set an ambush?
Sure.
Oh, idea. We could dig a really deep hole. We have time. It obviously can't get through the door. Why don't we dig a hole and then just have it fall into the hole? And then we just cover the hole back up with dirt.
There are spells for that.
There are spells.
I don't know them, but I know they exist.
Well, there are 4 of us. And that weird spider thing over there that makes me extremely unsettled. Like, we could totally dig a hole. The 4 of us could dig a hole, right? There's crates over there, right? We could totally shove some of those pieces of wood at the bottom. It could fall in, be impaled, and then we'll just push the dirt back over it and it'll smother to death.
Is that not just a giant waste of time? Could we just, like, leave this room and go south?
Kinda what I was thinking. If I
Let's do that then.
Alright, let's go.
So yeah, I'd head south.
Yeah, I'll lead the way because I've got the light and people can shoot at things without disadvantage.
Alright.
Ahead of me.
So well, I got...
We'll go out of combat
side,
initiative order as you guys head back towards the south. Yep. Okay. What I will tell you guys is we might go a little long with tonight's episode, but that's alright.
Oh yeah.
Oh good. That's fine.
So I will approach the other door, assuming everyone's keeping up with me.
Similar situation. Door to the south appears to open inwards.
I will, before we leave the other room, retrieve my hammer and put it back on my belt. Keeping the produce flame cantrip active and managing, put shield down, pick up hammer, put on belt, pick up shield, leave the room.
I was going to say, you set your hammer on fire.
No, I in fact don't, because produce flame specifically says it doesn't damage my equipment.
You have flashbacks of the Hydra.
Yeah, that might be a thing. Sort of like, you see, twatch, pitch, patch, twitch a little bit.
Do you know the name of your own character?
I barely know the name of myself half the time. Like, let's be fair.
Can we rename him to Twatch? Because I like that for some reason.
Twatch. I think we're gonna get that more confused with Thrash than we already do with Patch.
I feel like twat should be a slang term for a twat on Twitch.
Yes, I agree. Oh dear. All right. Well, I can move up to the door, but I don't have a free hand to do anything with it now. So, Drambalis, would you like to investigate or mage hand this door open?
Yeah, definitely mage hand that door with the spectral hand appearing and the twisting of the handle pulling it out, pushing it in.
Standing back here, holding my action to hurl this thingy if something comes charging through the door.
Alright, so mage handing that door open. Again, same situation, except this time the door is not barred. It opens freely inwards towards the hallway. And you're looking at another 5-foot wide hallway with no signs of recent habitation, but for what appears to be another rug on the floor in an advanced state of natural decay. The hallway continues for 20 feet, ends in another stone door, much the same as the others.
I'm just going to reach out and pull at this rug with my toe a little bit and make sure it doesn't fall into a hidden anything underneath it, or do anything strange.
It explodes.
Damn it! I'm dead.
The mimic.
You're fine. No.
It's all good.
You go to move this rug with your toe, and it literally falls apart as you're trying to move it.
Right, and no pit traps underneath it or anything.
Nothing that you can see.
Alright, cool. I will cautiously, moving down the hallway, being aware of traps, continue to move this way.
Alright, roll a perception check for me.
Mm-hmm. Percepzione. 17.
17. So with a 17, you don't notice anything. Just another uninteresting stone hallway. Now, what you do notice is the chisel marks on the stone are almost non-existent. Like, it's really good work. It's quite good.
Yeah, nice. I might stand here holding an action with ready to throw this flame cantrip at someone if need be, and turn back over my shoulder and be like, Adrian Bolos.
Yeah.
Same again?
Same again.
Let's do it.
Mage hands open, tries to open the door in front of Patch.
Alright, so you mage hand that door open, again, unlocked, much to your surprise. And when that door opens, as expected, it opens up into another room that is very similar in proportion to the two that you just left, only it's a little bit wider. It's 5 foot wider, and standing in the center of this chamber is what appears to be another statue, largely broken, again, as before, with its remains scattered across the floor.
Before proceeding into the room, Patch will reach up with his shield hand, still like holding the shield, but just touch himself on the shoulder and activate his vigilant blessing again for the initiative advantage, just in case.
Alright, what you do notice is part of the northeastern corner of this room appears to have suffered quite significant damage. This doesn't appear to have been excavated, rather caused by natural or perhaps unnatural seismic activity. The statue on the floor here is quite large, and its pieces are sort of scattered across the floor. You could take some time to investigate it if you wanted to, but what you do notice is towards the east, the damage has sort of opened up another passageway towards the north of a 5 foot wide hallway, which continues for 20 feet before ending in another one of those stone doors.
Right. Yeah, I guess, does the statue look any more intact? Like, are there any more together pieces than the last one?
Yes, it's much more intact than the previous one. I'll get you to roll an investigation check if you want.
Could I
do that too?
Could I cast mending on it before we do that to see if we can try and fit some of the pieces together?
Chuck mending in the game log for me, so I have a good idea of the exact description.
From memory, I think mending only holds small.
That's right.
Like, it would take you a long time. You could spend an hour here and probably still wouldn't be done putting it all back together, because it's every piece you want to rejoin.
Yeah.
Would be
you can spend a minute casting this, and I'll tell you what, it'll give someone an advantage on their investigation check as if you're assisting them.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have better investigation than me, Ali? Mine's +2.
Yeah, I have +8.
Yeah, you take the advantage then. I'll just roll a normal one.
Cool.
Or a 4, so Patch is pretty uselessly
22.
looking at the thing.
22.
Yeah,
okay, that is more than enough. This is, without a shadow of a doubt, the statue of a very large humanoid male, clad head to toe in full plate mail. And before it was broken, it was leaning on a warhammer, if that makes sense. The warhammer was in front of it with the head around about thigh height, and it was resting its hands on it.
Does it look dwarven?
Dwarven made, do you mean?
Yeah.
With the investigation check that Ali got, I'll just roll that over. It does not appear to be of dwarven design, and it's definitely not of a dwarf, judging by the proportions of the statue. The statue seems to have been created in a lifelike pose. If that's the case, this person stood around about 7 feet tall, something like that, maybe more with the armor. It does not appear to be of dwarven design, but a fair bit of, what's the right word? Pride has been put into this work.
Mm-hmm.
But it's suffered a lot over a long period of time. A lot of
looking at the facial features, does it seem elvish?
The design of the armor that you're looking at does not appear to be elvish in design at all. Much too clunky.
any, again, symbols or any kind of markings that would identify it as belonging, the armor as, or the person who this armor is depicting as belonging to any particular groups?
Roll a history check for me.
So great
Anyone
at
wanna
these.
do
We had a
this?
dwarf with
I know.
stone cutting. They never get to use it.
14. Yeah, it's true, this would be the perfect time for them.
A lot of the finer detail is missing,
Yep.
worn away over time and neglect. But it appears
I got a 12.
it's the kind of full plate armor that you would imagine would be worn by a knight or a paladin, something like that.
Would I have seen said statue in any of my studies?
Yes, it resembles a figure that was seen on a number of frescoes that you would have seen during the course of your studies.
I'd say to the rest of the party, I've seen some of these before when I was at a temple dedicated to Kareska, the dragon god of magic. I'm not sure of its significance here, and this is a long way from there, but must certainly have something to do with the reason why we're here.
Interesting.
Do I know anything potentially about that and about the Underdark that might have a link?
Don't need you to make a check for that. You don't. This doesn't ring a bell specifically.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, there's a lot of people who wear armor in the Underdark, but nothing specifically that you would know. Not with
I had
more
one
information.
So it's been confirmed that this is in fact a statue, and it's not like this is like just because you described it being lifelike, like it's not like someone has been frozen by like a basilisk thing.
A petrification spell. What you do notice is the statue has been made from a singular block of stone, which includes the pedestal upon which it stood. So unless the person had pedestals for feet, that would not be the case in this instance.
No.
Okay. I'm gonna go over towards this door. Can I listen in?
Give me a perception check.
Cool.
Give me a
While she's doing that, I'll make sure there's nothing sus going on up here.
Alright, so just hold it there for a second while I check this perception check. So, Lady Verena, you make your way over there, and as you put your ear to the door and listen, you can hear. And then you can hear the loud footsteps of Patch moving towards the sort of broken section that branches off from the hallway. And Patch, as you reach exactly where you are, all of a sudden springing out from behind the corner towards your right, you see one of these humanoid creatures of the bodies that you saw in the foyer. Roll for initiative.
Hey, look out.
Okay.
With advantage. Yeah, 19.
You're kidding.
Fuck off, spider.
21! Hell yeah, I
waste
never
my
roll
nat
well on
20
initiative.
that.
I know.
Alright, you know what? I'll just reveal this whole room for you. Because you poke your head around, and as you poke your head around, that thing suddenly jumps out towards you, and it's like a small grey-skinned humanoid with like a pair of mandibles where its mouth should be. It has these large sort of sectioned eyes, much like a spider, and standing in the centre of the room you can see probably the biggest spider that you've ever seen. But what sets this apart from any other spider is it almost appears to be like a what's the word that I'm looking for? Like an albino, instead of that grey, gross, black, sort of hairy, sort of legs. It's like white with this striking blue sort of features. Its head is covered with these sort of sectioned eyes with two huge fangs. And we go to the top of the first round, which is actually Thrash.
Okay. This was actually something I was wanting to discuss with you earlier, but I totally forgot about.
Alright.
I know there is no system for aiming in 5e.
Alright.
And I think that's kind of horse crap. Is there a way that I could perhaps be able to aim? Because I do quite enjoy cleaving things, and I feel like it would, like if I can manage to like roll well enough where if I'm aiming for something, like if I aim specifically for the neck and I'm able to decapitate something, like, you know what I mean? Like, is that a thing that I can do? Or
so decapitation,
really?
I'm gonna straight up, you can't just straight decapitate something unless you're landing a killing
100%,
blow. But
No,
if you want
I
to,
was more thinking like,
if you want to have an effect, specifically, I want to cut its legs in order to slow it down. I want to, I don't know, do something like that. You just tell me what you want to do and I'll figure out a way to make it work.
okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay. I'm just gonna hit it, so I'd like to rage if I can, if that's okay with you.
You may.
Yay! Okay, so obviously I'm gonna start by raging. So we're gonna do a little rage, and then I'm gonna hit it.
You're gonna have to squeeze past me and use double movement to do so.
Why? Oh yeah,
Because
because I'm going through an ally.
Yeah.
That's alright, I've got 40 feet of movement. It's all good. Skadoosh. So that's right there, and now I'm gonna hit it.
You just gotta make a normal attack towards this thing?
Yep.
Alright.
I'm just gonna hit it. And I have 2 attacks. So can I just roll both attacks? Like both the attacks and then just roll the damage?
Yep, absolutely,
Whatever
yeah.
it is. Yeah. Because I get 2 attacks now. Because I'm a big barbarian.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate
20. And that does nothing, I'm guessing. 15.
that. Both hits.
Oh, yay! And then I've got to remember to add rage damage because I never do.
This thing jumps out from around the corner with its
beautiful.
mandibles like clacking loudly together as it jumps out towards Patch. You just shove Patch to the side, step out in front of him, bringing your axe down in a great two-handed cleave.
And that's 14. Oh, nearly max.
Doing
14 and
26 points of damage.
Hang on.
That's actually
Plus 14
30 because
plus-
of rage.
Yeah, because of rage.
I hate that.
That's 30
Gross.
damage.
Fucking
Love it.
strong.
So 30 points of damage. With one fell swoop. You don't kill the creature, but you do a significant amount of damage. Your axe
Back, ladies and gentlemen.
cuts through the creature's forehead, actually slices off one of its mandibles as it goes down, and cuts to the creature's belly.
Still got to take something off it, Grace.
I know. I'm very happy. Okay. Well, that's it. That's all I can do. So. Hell
Alright.
yeah.
Then it's the creature's turn, and
Come at me, bruh.
it didn't like that very much. Not gonna lie.
No, I imagine it wouldn't.
So let's have a look here.
I can imagine it's either a bit pissed off or a bit scared now.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it just reacts out of instinct, and it's gonna make 2 attacks towards you. So let's start with the first
Fair
one.
enough.
16 miss, right? Or is it a hit? It's a hit.
It is a hit, but remember it's missing a mandible.
Yeah, but that's
No,
a
I don't-
flavor mandible. It still has 3 other mandibles.
Damn it!
Plus actual claws.
Plus claws, but this is in fact a bite, so it sinks its spider-like mandibles into your exposed bicep as you finish your swing, and it like pierces into your skin, and you can feel it start to burn almost immediately as it does. 6 points of piercing damage, and
3 points of piercing damage.
4 points of poison damage, and
Yay!
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, we know I'm so good at those.
Yeah, you love these.
Are you a bear
Sorry,
barbarian, Grace?
I am.
So you only
That's
take 2
19.
points of poison as well?
Yeah. So I got 19.
19, yeah, that's enough. You feel the muscles in your arm ache, but it does not spread to the rest of your body thanks to your ridiculous constitution. But then it's going to make an attack with its claws.
I don't have ridiculous constitution.
With a 15 to hit for 9 points of slashing damage.
So what's half of 9?
4.
4. And then it's going to panic and run.
Is it leaving my area?
It is, but it's so scared of
Can
you
I hit it?
that it hates you. Go for it.
No. Yay! I like hitting things. Oh, that was nearly a nat 20. That makes me so sad. That's an 8.
An 8. An 8 is
Do I
not
hit it?
enough. It follows through with its swipe with its claws, ducks down on all fours, crawls away from you. Now, I did mention that the ceilings here are like 20 foot high. It moves 5 feet away, directly away from you, before it starts clambering 15 feet up the wall.
That's all you.
I get it the wall later. Just for the record.
Lady Verena.
Awesome. Can I just swing open the door?
Yes. Interact with an object, part
Awesome.
of your move action.
Cool. Gadget and I are just going to move right up to it. And I'm going to make 2 attacks against it.
Alright, make your 2 attacks. It looks like this.
Know what that is.
It's a spider, Mark. Thanks.
Yes. I'm not going to say what kind of spider it is.
It's a fluffy bunny rabbit.
Definitely not.
A blue and white one?
An attack. Yes.
Yeah.
I see.
13
Yeah. And 21.
and 21. Both hits.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit. And I hate it.
16 damage for
And
the
I hate
first
your
one.
character.
And 16 damage for the second.
And I hate your damage. So, 16 damage. Did you roll max damage twice?
Yep.
Wow.
That's 32 points.
Ouch.
Wow.
Alright.
Okay, and then
Well done.
I don't think I have anything that's a bonus action. Oh, I could have put smite on that, but I'm not going to.
Thank you.
And
I
then
appreciate that.
Gadget's gonna make an attack.
You what? Smite?
Yeah, I have access to smite.
Paladin levels?
No, artificers get smite for some reason.
Oh, like smite spells.
Yeah.
Okay, yep. Not divine. Gotcha.
Gadget has spell attack modifier to hit, so I'll just do that. Okay. D20, roll. That's a nat 20 for Gadget.
Miss.
I'm so sorry. So
Hello.
it's
Sorry.
2d8 plus my proficiency bonus.
What's your proficiency bonus?
It's 3.
How does Gadget kill it?
Oh no shit.
Are you serious?
Gadget's like this tiny spider, well, tiny in comparison, tiny spider next to this spider, and just kind of like rears up on its back legs and it's just like scratch.
Wow.
I thought we were the squishy ones.
It scratches along the creature's soft underbelly as it reared up from your longsword attacks earlier, and it actually sinks into its abdomen, pulls 2 long gashes along its abdomen as the spider falls over backwards, and Gadget gets a little bit of extra lubricant from the sort of ichor that spills out of the abdomen of the spider as it flips over towards its back, and you see its legs sort of contract inwards as dead spiders do. The spider's dead. Alright.
Oh yeah.
And that means Patch. Yes, Grace. What would you like to say?
Wait, is the other one still dead? Oh no, it didn't
The other
die.
one's
Never
still
mind.
up on the
Ignore
wall
me.
there.
Yeah. I want it.
Well,
Patch.
you might not get it
No, other creatures.
at this
didn't.
point.
Go away.
So 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. Can I see anything particularly threatening down the other corridor?
I'll reveal that corridor to you. You cannot see anything threatening towards the south, and you cannot see anything threatening towards the eastern corridor either.
Alright, so at this point, sorry Grace, I'm gonna hurl this produce flame cantrip at this guy that's hanging on the wall there. Like 15 feet away and 15 feet up. I've got 30 feet.
Yep, you can hit it.
on I think.
No problem.
Yeah, cool. Roll.
But you don't have to.
Check. I'm definitely. Well, I don't think I'm going to with a 9.
No, that's not going to be enough. This thing is
Alright.
poltergeisting up the wall.
Yep. There goes that then. So any range attacks at it will be at disadvantage, guys. And then where'd my sheet go? Over here. Got a bonus action that's worth its salt at this point. No one's taken any damage, have they?
No.
No. Alright, I will just wait there.
All right, Drambalis, you can finish this.
Yeah, I'm going to try to for sure. So John Bellis, 20, 25, move to here. He's now this ranged attack at disadvantage. What's that all about? Is that because of light conditions?
Yep. So you
Yes.
won't have that with your
But I've
bat,
still got
right?
my bat, which has got blind sight. It's got echolocation. Does that still count?
If the bat is here, yeah, then I would say
Yeah.
that you can use that.
Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to cast a firebolt at it on the wall. Oh, that's pretty good.
Damn it, I wanted to kill it.
I might not kill it yet. It's only 5 damage. There you go.
Firebolt. You hit it right in its bare ass with your firebolt, and it singes as it crawls up the wall, but it's not enough to kill this creature. But it's
Fair
definitely, you can see it's faltering as it's trying to climb up the wall. Thrash.
Awesome.
Actually, you know what?
I'm gonna follow it up.
Just tell me how you kill it at this point, because it took another 5 points of damage. It's so low. Give me
Okay.
a narrative moment.
Sweet. So Thrash is gonna see it crawl up the wall. She's gonna be like, I can do that too. And she'll just sort of like hold Cleaver in one hand and just in a feat of strength, just literally crawl up the wall and hang off the wall with one hand and then just literally whack it with the axe with the other and splat it into the wall.
A great feat of strength. You mean a great strength of feet?
Yeah.
Sorry, old movie references. You wouldn't get it. Yes,
No.
you climb up onto the wall with your claws clinging into the uneven rocky debris, and swinging upwards with your axe, you cleave it. Thank you, Mud Brew. You cleave it between both of its thighs, and you actually sever the bottom half of both of its legs off. And as that happens, it falls from the wall and lands with a splat down behind you. You release your hold on the wall and land superhero pose next to this dead thing. And you guys have, in all of 2 rounds, killed both of my creatures, and I hope you're proud of yourselves.
Woo!
Thrash will sort of stand up from the superhero pose and flick her hair and be like, hey, Rena, did you see that? Did you see how I killed that? Did you
And
see
did
that?
you see that?
Did you see that?
You see the bigger thing that I killed by myself.
Yeah, but
The
I
spider's
I
still
did a
twitching.
pose. It was cool. And Thrash just sort of stomps on it with her foot. And see? I double tapped it. Did you double tap yours?
I mean, yes, my spider just ripped it apart.
What the fucking... Did you guys see that?
Sorry.
That
good
was cool.
Job. Yes, well done.
I thought it was cool. Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, let's keep moving.
Can we keep moving now, ladies?
Yes, 100%.
I believe we have some more corridors to check through.
I'll send Gadget to scuttle down here just to check this out.
I'm just going to move this ahead just so I don't waste you guys' time, because as you continue along that corridor, you can see it opens up into another 25 by 25 foot square room, as was expected, matching very similarly to the rooms that you've been through. This one seems to be almost entirely unadorned, with no signs of any sorts of habitation whatsoever. In the southeastern section of this room, you can see it suffered a massive collapse, which has opened up sort of a natural cavern towards the southeast, but it is also empty as far as you can tell. There is a brazier in the northwestern corner of the room, and a door leading towards the north.
Gonna step in. Can I check out this door? Is it locked? Is it unlocked?
Unlocked.
Can I listen into it?
Perception check.
And
that's kind of bad. That's a 7.
7. Alright, so you don't hear anything on the other side, but you do notice that while the door is in fact locked, it appears much similar to the first door and the first chamber, the one that led towards the north, barred similarly on the other side.
Right, so we're going to need Thrash to open this one again.
I mean, Patch is kind of strong as well, but yeah, that should be better at it.
Ooh,
Would you like to
and
do
I have
this for us?
advantage. I have advantage on this because I'm angry. Okay, sweet.
Can I just-
I would love nothing more.
Can I
I
just
wouldn't-
while
I think your rage would have worn off
Why now?
because you haven't been attacked or attacked anyone.
Boo.
Yep.
Okay.
Think about rage.
Hey Sven,
Yes.
while they're trying to open the door, and while we're moving through these, like caverns, can I just be keeping an eye out for any random stuff on the ground, under rubble, like in hidden corners that might be useful?
Perception check.
Cool. Oh, look at that athletics. Nice one, Patch. So you didn't need to rage at all.
No, that door's
Um,
open.
My perception check was not so flash. It was a 12.
12. You don't notice anything? And the athletics check is more than enough to bust open through this door. You push through, and again, there's an initial resistance, but once you overcome that resistance, it's like breaking through a rubber band. It suddenly springs loose. And
I'm getting good at that.
I guess I should reveal another corridor to you. A 5-foot wide corridor leading 20 feet towards the north, ending in another door.
Righty.
I will
And
re-give myself Vigilant Blessing
right there,
and reactivate
let's
Produce Flame.
go for a quick 2-minute break. I told you it'd be a short break.
Hey.
We're back to endless dank corridors and killing all of the Dungeon Master's creatures in 2 turns.
Yes.
So let's do more of that, because that's what everyone loves to see. I do notice now that on my overlay, the chat is no longer functioning, which leaves a big massive hole in my alert box, but I'll fix that for next episode. But we're here, and we're here to play some Dungeons & Dragons, so let's just get straight back into it, because I've got a couple of sick players and I don't want to keep them up too late. So, you have a 5-foot wide corridor, 20-foot long, ends in another one of these fantastic, exciting stone doors that just have you all on the edge of your seat. What do you want to do?
Yes. I think same as we've been doing. Have Drambalos open it with his mage hand while I stand 5 feet, like 10 feet back from it, with produce flame ready to throw, and we should approach stealthily to see if we can hear anything on the other side first.
Sounds good.
That's a plan. Yep.
Stealth check from me.
Stealth check from you.
22, and then perception to see if I can hear anything. 14.
14. You don't hear anything.
Alright. I'll sort of nod, I'll motion to the guys and be like, it seems quiet. Let's do it. And produce flame ready to throw if there's a threat on the other side of the door.
Drambalos opens the door, or tries to open the door with mage hand.
Alright. And the door, unlike the previous one that you went through, is not barred from the other side, and it opens up towards you, Patch. And what you see is another 25-foot squared room that features a lot of the same seismic damage, a collapsed section of the wall towards the northeast, as well as the northwest. But the most striking thing that you see in this chamber is 3 of the creatures that you saw earlier. 3 distinct versions of that very same creature. Roll for initiative.
Oh no. We thought we killed it. We did not.
No, we didn't kill it. We just left it behind.
Yeah, sorry. I thought we...
Why do I keep rolling a nat 20 for initiative?
Oh,
Can
Jesus.
someone tell me?
I don't know.
Well-
I got 17.
Can you stop wasting him, please, Lady Verena?
There
I know.
Yeah,
is
stop it.
the last
Same
one.
here as
Look
that,
at that. That's a face
Wow.
only my mother could love.
They are kind of cute.
They're kind of cute. I'd keep one as a pet.
So I said
like
as soon
the
as I
top
saw
one.
a threat, I would hurl the produce flame cantrip.
Roll for initiative. Okay, let's add these guys to the combat tracker. Had you rolled better on your perception check, I would have allowed it, but this is the situation as it is presented to you. Lady Verena.
What?
You're the
My
co-
held action doesn't go off?
No, I have discussed this with you guys before. The held action makes this extremely difficult. Rules as written for D&D in this instance is, unless you know that they're there and they don't know that you're there, it's just roll for initiative and straight off the bat. So, alright, so Lady Verena, you are first to go.
Let's go. Okay. I'm gonna squeeze on through to spam.
You're right. Do the thing.
Three of these creatures. One directly opposite you is the one that looks like the one that you saw earlier. There's one around the corner towards the right in the southeastern corner of the room, and then in the collapsed northeastern section you see a much larger version of these creatures.
Okay. Well, that's my 30 feet to get there, so I'm just gonna keep moving on with a... Dash, I'm gonna be a problem and stand in the doorway. I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on these two up the top. So they need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. Alright, who's making a dexterity saving throw?
The
Patch?
2 people at the top.
Oh. Okay. Dexterity saving throw from them. Let's go. Dex. That's a 13 for the one on the right and a 19 for the one on the left.
The one on the left passes, but the one on the right fails.
Fails. So let's put a little something on him.
Any attack roll has advantage.
And he's lit up, right?
That creature. Yep.
With a radius of 10 feet.
Yes. Dim light in 10-foot radius.
Look at me. Oh, crap. That's a bit... Turn that down a little bit. There you go. I even made it purple for you. There you go. So these purple flames begin to dance along the stone floor and creep its way up the long tendrils of this creature as it seems to flail.
Hey.
A natural 20. I'm going to hold on to that one
Christian.
because you've already got a natural 20 on the board, guys, so do keep that in mind.
Means we can use it later.
I think I need to refresh my instance of above VTT here. Just give me one moment. As that's happening, is there anything else that you wanted to do?
Not me, but Gadget can attack.
Gadget
So I will
certainly
let
can attack.
Gadget attack.
Doesn't have to.
Well, I'm using my bonus action to tell Gadget to attack.
Is that aura
So-
showing up for you guys as just...
Yes, it's very dark though. If you bring the transparency down on the color,
Yeah, I did,
When
but
you choose
there we go.
colour.
Now it changed.
now it's gone.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's how I had it,
Gadgets
but
with
it
their
wasn't
attack.
showing. So 17?
17 plus 8, so yeah.
Yes. Yep,
25.
that's gonna be enough.
Yep. And that deals 5 plus 3, 8 damage.
8 points of damage. Alright, that's better than the, what is it, 200 points of damage you did earlier?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
slightly. On this little thing in the corner.
Keep it like that,
Little
please.
child.
Alright. Yeah, it's a baby. It has a little baby rattle. And it,
Aw.
as the spider comes up, it's like, Mama! And then you viciously rip it to pieces. Patch.
Yes. My turn.
Yes, it's your turn. Yep.
All right. Now with fairy fire, it's not like guiding bolt where the advantage wears off, right? It's just there for the duration.
It's
With the next hit against it.
yeah, it's just there for the duration. How long does that last? It's like a minute, isn't it? Very far.
I think so.
All right, we'll just
Yes,
say that it is.
I'll quickly double check, but I believe so.
So 15 feet to get to there.
Yeah, 1 minute concentration. I'll add a thing over saving.
And Vault Halen, I can kill whoever the hell I want. Don't tell me I can't kill Patch. You watch me.
So you just did a decent amount of damage with Gadget, yeah, on this thing, or some
Yeah.
damage anyway. All right, I might pile on focus fire. If the advantage on that thing's not going to go away anytime too soon. So I'm going to throw the produce flame cantrip at the same one that Gadget just attacked. For my action. Produce flame. 11 to hit.
11 to hit is not going to be enough, unfortunately.
So hear me out. Do we have advantage on the board as well as
No.
that nat 20?
What you have on the board at the moment?
12 potions.
4 potions, a DM natural 20, and a player natural 20. Oh, I gotta use that DM one.
If we use the player one, do we get Christian's one chucked in now, or do we only...
I'm gonna roll that over for the next episode because I did say only one
Okay.
per episode.
Alright, I won't waste it then. That's a miss from me. My aura goes away. And then, as a bonus action, I'm going to disappear.
Damn it.
One sheep. Conditions invisible is marked. Good. Yep. That's hidden stat. 15 feet of movement last time.
So, Patch disappears from view. You've seen this happen before, so you do have some of an idea about what's going on here. You know that he'll be coming back pretty damn soon. You move 15 feet towards the northwest, and you're standing by a door built into the western section of this room. Heading back towards the center, back towards where you actually came down the stairs. Alright, Thrash.
Yo. Well, God, which one is closest to me?
Usually the one that Gadget is already attacking.
Yes, I will just... Oh, right, I hadn't moved in yet. Is that in my room?
40 feet. You'd have to move to get there.
That's 30 feet, so it's all of my movement. That's okay.
You have your cat speed. You have your zoomies.
Yes. That's okay. I've got 45 feet of movement anyway.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Zigzagging up there.
Keep in mind it's 10 feet to move through a square with an ally in it.
So what do we got here?
That sucks.
2. There. 5. 30.
Yeah, you can make it if you got 45. You'll make it.
Yeah,
to
you can get to Nya.
There.
Just to the north of the mechanical spot.
Yeah, I've got reach. It's fine. It's reach. I've got fine. Yep, I'll bash it twice.
Alright. Make those attacks.
That's 1. That's pathetic.
Is there only ranged attacks that are at disadvantage?
Only ranged attacks. Melee attacks do not have disadvantage in dim light, but a 15 and a 25 are enough to hit this creature.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Just don't roll max damage.
So that's 12 and 12, so 24.
24. Okay, so that's respectable hit. You've already done significant damage to this thing. End of your turn. Dran-ballers. As Tupac would call him.
Oh dear. Alrighty. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He'll pop over to there. And he's going to cast Bless as he brings his staff up in front of his face, and you see there's the head of the staff is almost like a dragon-shaped head, and there's a spherical ball inside the dragon's mouth as it starts to glow, and you see these ethereal type bluish, almost like ghostly whiffs shoot across the room to the party members, providing them with Bless.
Hey, there we go.
Hell yeah.
Nice work. Someone knows how to cleric better than me. Bless? Nah. To be fair, I feel like you're more like a support and damage cleric wizard. Or I'm more like a heal and bash things cleric druid.
I'm very offensive.
Alright, so Bless. I need you all to remember that because I will forget.
That's fine.
Now it's my creature's turn. Alright.
No, it's not allowed to have a turn.
Okay, so moving on, it's Lady Verina's turn. No, it's not. Screw you. It's taken its turn, and for its turn, it moves 20 feet up, straight along the wall, vertically. All the way up into the corner of this room. Whew, so let's put that 20 feet of elevation on there, just to remember it is there, and while it's there, it's going to make 2 attacks, and it's going to make them at who seems like the easiest target here. I would say probably Dranbalis. So it's gonna attack you twice, Dranbalis, with
range on it.
Oh yeah. A miss with a natural 2 and a hit with a natural 20. So the second one will do.
Certainly will, with a nat 20.
Crit damage.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's fun. 14 points of radiant damage.
Oh,
Radiant.
that's brutal.
It's half to 7 for you.
So I take 7 and you take 7?
Yeah,
Ah.
that's fun.
So this pellet just shoots out of this creature's orifice that's opened up in that sinewy, muscular sort of neck, and slams into Dranbalis. And as it slams into him, this light snakes out of Dranbalis towards Verena, and you see Verena wince in pain at the same time as you both take 7 points of radiant damage. And then we move on to the next creature's turn. Which is that one down there. It's not doing too well, so it's going into panic mode and will make 2 attacks. And it's going to make those 2 attacks. You know what? Let's roll a d4. 1, 2 will be Thrash, and 3, 4 will be the Dumb Spider. It's a 2. It's coming at you, Thrash. So, first one. Ooh, it was on a 4, but it rolled over to an 18. So,
Ellie's face just now when you called her spider dumb.
7 points of 7 points of bludgeoning damage on the first one, Thrash.
Is
and
that
for
half?
No, that's not half.
Are you raging?
And
No,
then,
I'm not.
Oh no! So full 7 points of damage. Finally got ya. Oh wait, the second one was a hit. I don't know why I rolled that again. The second one was a hit for another 6 points of bludgeoning damage as this tongue-like this tongue-like thing just whips out from a mouth and just like slaps you twice.
Forgot to rage.
And now it's my last creature's turn. The big one in the top right-hand side. Ooh, what can it do? It's going to move 5 10. It's going to move to there. And then it is going to, much this in a similar fashion to the one that just whipped you, Thrash, this long sticky tongue shoots out from an orifice that opens up in its neck-like thing and lashes out towards Dranbalis. Dranbalis, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
With +1 to the save.
Oh,
Awesome. Alright, let's see how we go. Ooh, 12, yeah. So it'll be 13.
13.
It's pretty gross.
That's not going to be enough. This tongue lashes out towards you, just shoots out across the room, and just with a squelch, it sticks onto your chest and pulls you 25 feet towards it. Right to there. Well, not 25 feet because it can't make 25 feet, but to there. And while you're there, it's going to make 2 attacks as it lashes out towards you with its starfish-like appendages.
Those things are spiky.
20 for the first hit, so that's going to be a hit. Oh, not so good on
that's
the
a hit.
second one, so 10 on the second one. That's not going to be enough, but the first one is going to be 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Between him and Verena.
Between you and Bree.
I would like to use my reaction then, if that's okay.
Yes, of course, you may use your reaction.
Yes. My Wrath of the Storm, as it hits me and it's within 5 feet. I'd like your creature to make a dex save. That's okay. It's going to be 14.
It might surprise you that these things are not quite so dexterous.
Okay.
But hey, still, natural 18.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Right, okay. No, then... Yeah. So I still roll, and if you succeed, you get half damage, so it's 2d8.
Okay.
2d8 plus 100.
The old plus
4
100
damage.
modifier, of course. 4 points of damage.
Yeah, lightning damage.
As
That
is
makes any
common
difference.
in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, triple digits. 4 points of lightning damage. Yeah, no problem at all. Top of round 2, Lady Verena.
Me. I'm going to move on in here. 20. I'm here.
Oh, I feel like attacking you now.
I'm going to hit it twice with my sword.
Advantage on the first one, yes.
Oh, yes. I'll roll that twice. It was 17 to hit for the first one.
17 to hit is a hit. It has a tough, leathery exterior, but your sword manages to push through.
Every attack roll has advantage against it, so
It should be.
the second one gets advantage.
Oh,
as
my
well.
bad.
Oh, did you roll concentration checks?
No, but
Is it a concentration
what would
spell?
it be to be? Yes, it is concentration.
So roll me 2 concentration checks. If they are above a 10, you're fine. So
Con saving throw?
con save,
Yeah.
yep, twice.
That's fine. And
Oh,
that
no.
one, but I have bless. Can I add a D4 to
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, fine, you can use it. So it's got to be 4.
That's at
Nope,
least
that's not
Nah,
enough.
Not enough.
Ha! You don't
Okay.
get to roll with advantage. So what was the
So-
original attack?
My first one was 17 that I rolled,
17. Yep, that's a hit.
and then the second one was 12.
12. Not a hit. 1 hit.
Okay, so just one hit.
Yep.
Cool.
Let me guess. Maximum damage on the damage roll.
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's 16 points of damage.
16 points of damage.
Ouch.
All right.
And then Gadget is gonna move on over with me. And we'll take
I
an
just-
attack of opportunity if you want.
I do want.
Cool.
I do want. So, 1 attack of opportunity against Gadget. 20 to hit for
Mm-hmm.
7 points of 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okie dokie. 9 points. Being stupid. Cool. And then Gadget is going to make an attack.
Actually, I'll get you to roll a perception check for me, just real quick.
Perception, me or Gadget?
You. You just
Me?
hit this thing.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay. Perception. That's a 9.
9. Okay. Carry on.
Okay. Gadget, oh gosh. That's 12 to hit.
12 to hit the big one is a miss.
Cool. That is my turn.
So, Gadgets can't quite get past the thrashing limbs of this creature as it recoils from the damage that you did to it, but it is now Patch's turn.
Alright. At the start of my turn, my invisibility drops and I reappear. Over now. And looking at the damage everyone seems to have taken and the fact that the melee's kicked off, I'm just gonna sort of like, oh well, I guess it's time to get my glow on. I'm gonna take a couple of steps over here and as a bonus action, activate my starry form. So I'll start to glow and shimmer and emanate the light of the stars. The stars will start to move through, you know, as if they're passing over and through my body and form the shape of a chalice on my
Of course it
chest.
Patch
and
turns
then-
into a glamorous lady of wrestling.
Yes, and then I will reach a hand out and place it on Dranbalis' shoulder. Say a couple of words in Celestial. Rastirath. And cast Cure Wounds on him.
Rest your ass, Dranbalis.
Beauty.
So that will be at first level.
So with this warding bond, does that then share the increase in HP as well?
Now, because I have Chalice, you get 9 hit points back, and then because I have Chalice form active, I just double check what that actually says for amount. I think it's still +3. Where are we? Star map, story form. Oh no, it's +4 now. Okay, that's good. So I can just roll Cure Wounds healing again for Lady Verena, because she's getting low as well. And that will be 6 hit points for her as the
Thank you.
as I cast a spell, the chalice flares and another, like glowing light sort of wraps around her for a moment. And then I also have another aura that I need to put in place with starry form, so I'll sort that out, but that will be my turn otherwise.
Alright.
Nice.
Don't worry, Thrash, you'll get healed soon. It's just you've got way more hit points.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Oh, God, not a problem at all.
Oh, great. Okay. Thrash, you're up.
Wait.
Okay, cool. It's the
Wild Magic Surge. Thank you for redeeming the Wild Magic Surge.
Oh.
Awesome.
Am I rolling something?
No.
Spell.
You
No.
redeem that just after you finish that turn, so I'm going to say you don't have to just yet.
No ruckus. Alright, so that's my aura up. It's the same size as the one from my Produce Flame. Just a more blue light, but it has the same effect.
Alright. Thrash.
Wait, and for something different, I'm gonna hit it.
And now it's completely different.
Um,
You're going to kill the baby.
Do it.
that's
Turn it into mushroom
19.
Don't worry too much about the second one.
Don't worry about the second one.
Just roll me damage.
Oh, I hit anyway.
Well, you could kill this one and then move over and hit the other one.
Oh, that was so nearly max. That's 11. 12.
It
oh,
does.
yeah. Wait, can I rage? Oh, I should have raged first. But yeah, dies.
It dies on the first attack. You can now rage if you wish.
I'll rage. I will rage. I do
And then
wish.
move over and hit the other one.
Oh, wait. Do I want to be raging? Yeah. Yeah, we'll rage. This seems pretty final. Yeah, I'll hit the other one.
You have to move.
Yeah. I do have to move. That is a good point. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of it. Okay.
It's a long
And I'm
episode
gonna
tonight.
hit it
Oh, yeah.
like that. Oh, come
Plus
on,
2.
that's pathetic.
+2 to hit.
+2?
Yes, but don't
Okay.
worry about it.
Can I re-roll that?
What? Why would you
No.
re-roll
No,
that?
no. I was
Reckless
gonna use my
attack.
inspiration, but it's... No, I was gonna use my inspiration, but it's not worth it.
Oh, yeah. You could have if you wanted to, but if you don't want to, that's fine.
That's not how I... When have you ever known me to use inspiration the way it's written to be used? Please, what a waste of an inspiration.
I'm
Just
sorry.
a
Forget I said
Just
anything.
reckless, yeah.
Yeah, please.
I'll keep my mouth
Barbarians
shut
should
from
always be
now on.
reckless.
Yeah, why are you not attacking recklessly anyway, Grace?
This Dash doesn't attack recklessly.
It's an
You know how
RPG.
you were saying that whole rage thing is like that's taken away the barbarian's main ability? Reckless attack is the other one.
Stop it. She doesn't
Reckless
want to.
attack. That's
I
just not
know.
the way Thrash is built. She's
Thrash-
cyanide, she's decision orientated.
Sure.
Empire Magazine voted Thrash the least reckless NPC of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Okay? You can check it. Moving on. Dranbalis, you're up.
Yeah, right, yeah. Going to just
Kill them all.
thwack this with my
Do it.
staff as it's right next to me. As I get pulled in, I can kind of imagine that I just sort of get the end of it and do like a stabbing kind of strike with the butt end of my staff. Because I will do that, and whether it hits or not isn't really relevant, which it doesn't, which is only a 2. But what I'll do is I'll use my bonus action to cast where is it? Shield of Faith. And that'll give a +2 to AC. And I'll put that on Lady Verena, I think. So that'll bring her AC up to 18.
Alright, roll me 2 things. Roll me a d20 to start off with.
Okay. 3.
3. Okay, great. Now roll me a d100.
Okay.
Here we go.
This should be interesting.
This is going to be very interesting.
64.
64.
Hot plan.
So as you're drawing your arcane energy from the weave, you draw just a little bit more than you bargained for, and you dip into the wild magic. Alright, with a 64 and a 3, that wins you something very interesting. Okay, let me just roll something here.
Hey yo to the wild magics.
20.
Hey, Ali. While they're figuring that out, I have a question.
Yeah.
You said you're doing 1d8 plus 8 damage.
Yeah.
How do you have a +8 damage modifier at level 5?
Intelligence.
Because I have my intelligence and my fighting style, and it's a +1 weapon.
So your intelligence is what?
20.
5. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, super
Yeah.
high.
Alright, I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh god.
With +1 to Dranbalas.
Oh nice.
Does Bless go on
Not you,
saving throws?
Dranbalas, however.
Yes, it does.
Everyone else.
Okay. Everyone but me.
Everyone
That's a
but
shame.
Would
Little
everyone
plus.
be
Every
surprised to
D20
know
roll.
Asher is not good at
Oh,
this?
no. Well, I got an 11 total, but I did roll in that one.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, Thrash is fine.
What's your spell
No,
save
she's not.
DC, Dranbalas? Spell save?
My spell save.
Yep.
I have to have my sheet now.
14.
14.
21 for me.
14.
Yeah,
Who got
11.
under 14?
I did.
Oh, bless. I
so-
forgot about bless. Hang on.
My wizard's 15 and my 14 for a save. Or if it's, are you talking about the attack?
Oh,
Spell save
I
DC.
forgot about
Mm.
So,
I forgot
15.
about bless on that attack
15,
I
14.
made before too.
alright. So,
Hang
Patch, you got less than 14. Thrash, you got an 11 plus.
It's just rolling. My internet is really slow.
Apparently.
Oh,
There
I
it
got
is.
14
You
flat.
got 14. So you made it. Verena made it. I'm going to say Gadget does not need to make it. So, Patch, all of a sudden, you can't describe it. Maybe it gives you flashbacks of when you saw the Demogorgon rising from the dark lake, but you're all of a sudden filled with this supernatural dread. You are frightened of Dranbalas for frightened of you. It doesn't say how
pretty
long,
scary.
so I'm gonna say 1d4 rounds.
How long does the spell last? That's not a spell, right?
4 rounds. You're going to be frightened of Dranbalas for 4 rounds.
Alright.
And so is this creature. So let's have a look at my conditions tab. Conditions. So frightened just basically, as far as I can remember, just means you need to use your action to get as far away from him as possible. Oh no, you can't get closer to him. A frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. The creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear.
Oh,
Catch up?
I can work with that.
All right. And I'm assuming that's the end of Dranbalis' turn?
Yeah.
Alright,
Short
so my creature's turn. It is frightened. Oh, which one are we going with first? That one there. That one's just going to make 2 attacks, because this one is not frightened, against Dranbalis. Coming after you, buddy.
At least we're keeping on theme.
9 to hit. No, that's a miss. Second one, natural 2. That's a miss. Moving on to my next creature, which is the one that's in the corner over there. It is going to move over to...
Thought that was dead, yeah.
Is it? Oh, it died!
Yeah, that's the one I killed.
Yeah.
Oh, it came back to life! No. It's this creature's turn. It's the big one's turn. It is frightened of Dranbalis, but that's not going to make too much of a difference because it's already right next to him. And I'm going to be mean DM and use my natural 20 to make an attack. A ranged attack.
Disadvantage?
It's a natural 20. Oh, not advantage on my natural 20. Against, you know what? I'm going to roll 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to roll a d4 here. So 1 Thrash, 2 Dranbalis, 3 Patch.
Surely using your card,
And
just overrides.
4 Verena.
That was Fizz that did that. He got a stern talking to.
Dranbalis, that's a 2, just to show you that I'm not lying. It's
awesome.
a
Oh
2.
my gosh.
So...
Get ready to
2
feel
birds,
some.
1 stone.
Get ready to feel some pain, Verena.
I regret doing this to you. You're the only one getting attacked.
It's
Yeah,
so...
you should have put it on one of the tank guys.
So frightened of you, it just reacts with a unnatural, otherworldly. That's not a random choice. Sort of rage, so to speak, and it's going to make its first attack as a crit with a radiant pellet. Yay! Look at all those dice.
So,
Come on.
So, sorry, Sven.
Yes.
Since it crit, does it then automatically miss? Because that's the channel name, or?
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Can we retcon all of your crits then? I
think
rolled-
if we did that, we're starting a new campaign because we're all dead.
I rolled absolute garbage.
Yeah.
Good.
14 points of radiant
Awesome.
damage.
Ooh,
Halved,
that's still pretty
so we
heavy.
both take 7.
Alright, I'm going to roll another d4 and see who the next attack is coming at. 3, 1, 2, why did I roll? No, so 1, 2, 3.
You have to
Verena,
roll
that's going to be you.
attack to hit.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage on the second one. Thank you. Come on. Damn it, it's a miss.
Woo!
Alright, well at least I got to roll 8d4. That was fun. Lady Verena, you're up.
Cool, I'm going to attack this thing with my attacks. Max Mac.
No, I was going to use my reaction, but it's too late. You go.
Plus a d4. What's that make it? 12 to hit. Does that hit?
Nope.
Second attack. Oh my gosh, can I stop rolling like trash? A 15 to hit. Does that hit?
Nope.
Nope. Cool.
Are you rolling with advantage? No, plus
No.
2. Plus 2, not advantage. Plus 2 because you're flanking this creature, so that will hit.
Oh.
And you should have
What was my
blessing on
other
it.
one? So 14 misses, but a 17 hits.
Correct.
Cool. Damage.
Fun way to figure out the creature's AC, huh? How? What? Can you roll your d8 again? Can you just roll that just for fun? I just want to see if it keeps rolling 8s.
Just roll it like 10 times. It's broken. It's
stop!
no, she's hacked it.
Go one
She's a
more
hacker.
time.
Got a hacksaw.
Roll it again.
Could be glitched.
Get fucked.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. Can I get you to to log out and log back in for me? And I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that 16 points of damage, but that's gonna be the last.
Oh, that's great.
Oh gosh. Okay,
That's
Oh.
just very lucky. Very,
I'll
very,
test it real
very
quick.
lucky.
All of my creatures that could have been alive if I'd known that you were cheating. You damn
I'm
dirty
not
cheater.
cheating. Okay.
Zombies already called hacks.
I'll roll its damage one more time, see if this has reset it. Yes, it has. I've just rolled a
Okay.
1, so
Alright.
we're good now.
We'll go with that
okay.
one.
No, we're not. Then the gadget will roll his attack.
Nat 20.
That's a 16,
16.
plus 8.
It's gonna be a hit.
24. Awesome. And then gadget does 1d8 plus 3.
1d8 plus 3 points of damage to this
It's
creature.
7.
7 points of damage. Yeah,
7
not too
force
bad.
damage. And that's its turn.
Patch.
Oh no.
Yes.
You've already used it for this session.
I have. I'm just gonna put it on the board so I don't forget, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to. How come it? Oh yeah. That was one of
Thanks,
your ones
zombie.
last time. Thank
That means
you.
he's got it for next session.
I appreciate you, zombie. You're more than welcome to join in any of my games. You're a cool
Yeah, man.
dude.
Oh my god, no.
All right, Patch.
Okay. I'm gonna, I guess, like, regard Drambalos with this look of sheer absolute terror as the magic goes wrong. And I'm going to slowly step away from him and away from him.
Drumbar's taking an attack of
And-
opportunity. You can just do it.
That does not.
Wait, is Patch anywhere near me?
He's being
Not
racist.
anymore.
I was, but I've moved away.
Before Patch starts moving away, can I grab him?
I'm not within reach of you.
No. I mean, you can flavor roleplay stuff, but
You can, yeah.
That's fine.
Anyway, Patch is gonna come over to here and still looking over at Drambalis. He's just gonna be like, and take another step this way. And then just reach out and place a hand on Lady Verina's shoulder. Say those same words in Celestial and cast Cure Wounds at first level.
cure
Thank you.
wounds, first level. Okay.
Danke.
Since I am scared of Drambalis, he won't be getting the extra healing, I'm afraid. I think that's reasonable to assume. So
Yeah,
that's
she's
fair,
for
that's good.
Lady Verina.
I like that.
7 points for Verina, and then Thrash will get the other. So that's 9 points for
Yay.
Thrash.
Thrash, as this magic is washing over you, you get a strange sensation. Like a shiver runs up your spine and the hairs stand up on the back of your neck. The sensation
Right.
disappears almost as soon as as quickly as it came.
Interesting. And then I've
Can
moved
I
15.
roll?
I'm gonna.
Perception on my turn?
Well, you've already perceived it.
I'm scared.
So I'm gonna back further away into the corner of the cave, and then.
It's a
with
strange
my
feeling,
bonus action-
like you were being watched for a second, but the sensation, like, it leaves as quickly as it came.
My bonus action, I might cast
Right.
Shield of Faith on Thrash, so Thrash has +2 to her AC.
Woo!
Oh, I
don't
can't.
need
No,
that.
I've already cast a spell. I can only cast cantrips if I'm going to do that. I
Never
can't,
mind.
Sorry.
Alright.
Yep. No, never mind.
Thrash. This sensation washes over you, it disappears. For a second you feel like you're being watched, but you look around, there's nothing there. What do you do?
I'm going to walk up to the giant alien thing and I'm gonna hug it because I've had enough of hitting things. So obviously I'm gonna hit it.
Love it.
Plus 2 to hit.
Hang on. So that's 14, and then I've got bless as well. Skadish. 15.
So
Do I make another save at the end of my turn to stop being frightened, or do I have to deliberately try and shake it?
4 turns. It's 4 turns.
Oh, yeah,
There's no
right.
save against this.
That first one was garbage.
Yep.
15 and a 22.
Yeah, 22 will hit. The 15 will not.
Nope, that's okay. Perfectly fine. Max, come on. Nope, 2 off max. 13, 14, 15 damage.
15. It's pretty good. Yeah, it takes a fair bit of damage. Some of the leather-like carapace actually rips off with your strike. And you can see the muscly sinew underneath. Alright, moving on. Dranbalas.
Yeah, rightio. So I think at this stage, things are getting a bit wild. I'd like to do some.
Sorry.
Wondering whether we.
Oh no, I'm alright. Sorry.
Don't apologise to me, just apologise to the viewers.
I'm sorry, guys.
I'm
really not well.
You're doing
I'm really
great,
sorry.
guys. Keep it up. So with the big ugly guy right in front of me. Actually, can I retcon something here?
Yep.
I was going to say before, when I got attacked by that big green guy, could I do my reaction? But I didn't get a chance to get it in because just moved to the next player very quickly.
Oh, right,
I was
okay.
like,
Did it hit you with the second attack?
yes.
Did it hit with the second one? Okay, then you can use your reaction.
Okay. So the reaction was the 2d8 lightning damage.
So dex save.
Yep.
I already know what their dex is, so I can just roll a d20.
14.
Passes 15.
Okay, so I'll give you the 2d8, which will be the 7, so it'll take 3.
3 points of damage. So.
Yep.
So you guys saw as this thing whipped out with its appendage, just this crackle of electricity dance up the length of its tongue and just sear the creature.
That'll work. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast a 3rd level chromatic orb at this creature, which will be a 22 to hit.
Is that a ranged spell attack?
Yes, it is. So that got me disadvantage, does it?
Yes, because you're
you're
in
in close range.
threatened score.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's a bloody waste then.
I would say if you would not have done that, then you may choose not to have done that because you did not know.
I will choose not to have done that because I did not know.
All right. So from now on, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Roger that.
This is where spells that like force saves come in real handy.
Yep. I'm going to use my action to disengage, and I will disengage and move back to this corner, and that will be the end of my turn.
Okay, disengage, move back to the corner, then it is my creature's turn. This one here is going to make 2 attacks, and it's going to do that against the nearest opponent, which is going to be Thrash. So, here we go.
Do it, buckaroo.
17 to hit, that's a hit. Or, do you have something cast on you?
Show
No.
face.
18?
Yes.
That hits?
18 is down my AC.
Great.
No, 18 is down my AC.
9 points of radiant damage, which you are not resistant to.
Halved.
Nope.
I thought it was all forms of damage except psychic.
She's got bear totem, bro.
Oh, really? Oh, god damn it. Fine.
Yeah. Right. This is a valiant attempt, but unfortunately,
Alright.
can't beat the bear totem barbarian.
End of its turn.
I think
Other
I've gotta
creature.
ban him.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're still frightened of Dranbalis for another 2 turns here, so he's got to attack with disadvantage. Alright, well, I guess let's attack Verena. Yeah, let's do that. First one, 14, miss. Second one, less than that, miss. End of its turn, round 4, Verena. This thing lashes out at you twice, missing like an idiot, probably because of its unnatural fear of Dranbalis.
I'm going to lash out at it twice, probably missing, but we'll see. Do I have advantage or +2 or
+2?
we'll see.
Yeah.
+2. Cool. 16 +2. 25 +2. 27.
Miss.
You wish. Roll bless on top of that one. That's 16 to hit. That's 18 to hit.
Yes, hit.
That hits. Cool.
Okay, let's see
Lots of
two
da-
maximum damage rolls.
Oh, stop!
I'm gonna roll on the
Stop.
computer. I don't know why the app's doing this.
Just roll a d8 twice.
Just a regular
Just a
D8.
regular d8, yeah. Without
just
the
roll
long
2.
sword.
If she rolls max again, I will literally fucking quit the stream. Stop! Stop!
Okay. Do you have a physical dice with you? By any
I
chance?
do.
Okay,
Where's-
roll that.
Here we go. I have dice. Okay, here's a D8.
If you say
That's a
8.
6.
Okay, alright, I'll allow it. So 6 plus 8, 14.
And that's a 7 plus
Save
8
it. How do you kill it?
Valiantly. I'm just gonna yell at it and be like, "You're 5 points and nothing compared to the point of my sword." Wink. It's dead.
Oh, that's just mean. As it keels over and dies.
And then
Yep.
That's me. So then Gadget is just going to spend their action healing themselves
Alright.
for 2d8 plus my proficiency bonus.
Roll the real dice. Roll the physical dice.
Rolling it. Yes.
Tell us what it is. Patch, it's your turn. Patch isn't here, or he's muted himself.
6 plus 2, 8 plus
Oops.
3, 11.
My
There he is.
bad. Alright, so I can't actually move from where I am because I'm now backed into a corner and I can see Dranbalis. So I
Like
can't
nice.
get any closer. Can I see the other thing up on the wall from where I am?
I would say, because it's up high, it might be a little case of half cover.
Okay.
-2 to hit, something like that. Yeah, -2 to hit.
So, let me just check what this does. Oh, it has to be on the ground for that one. That's no good. Alright, so I guess all I can really do is... Oh, wait. No. Do I? No. That sucks. Okay, yep. I'm just going to produce flame cantrip at this fucker at disadvantage -2. Because of the cover it's got. Yep. Disadvantage because I'm scared of Dranbalis and I can see him. Oh, but then plus bless. So with disadvantage, it's already a 19. I can add bless if I. Oh, so 17. Do I need to add the bless?
17 hits.
17 hit. Excellent. Rolling damage is 2d8 fire damage. That'll be an 8 and a 4 for 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. Everyone know what you want to do here, and we can go through this pretty quickly, I reckon. So 12 points of damage. So there's only one creature left. Anything else?
No.
No. Thrash.
I'm gonna hit it.
Alright, you have to climb up and make your attack, so you're going to be 15 feet up the wall, so I'll just add that to your thing. Move you up closer to it. You're 15 feet up the wall, make 2 attacks.
Bang.
Question, because we all know I love to be that guy. Can
Yep.
you still swing a great axe while you're clinging to a wall?
No, probably not.
Well, I did before.
Yeah, because the
I
thing was
did
almost
before
already
it
dead,
worked.
so I just allow it.
Same
Normally
with this thing.
Can I
speaking-
use my inspiration?
Yeah, sure. Give me your inspiration and make those attacks.
Sorry.
Yep, done. That's alright. That is a 10 and a 20.
2 hit.
Yes.
Second one hits.
Bugger. Since I used my inspiration, can the first one hit too?
No. Get out of here.
Damn it! It was worth a try, come on.
You could
Oh,
go
that was
reckless.
pathetic. I could go reckless.
6.
I could.
You could. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Alright. Make that.
Oh, why not? Why not?
Roll
Why
again.
not? And it's a nat one.
Oh,
This is
no.
why I don't attack recklessly, everyone.
You basically
mud.
matrix up the side of the wall, take a big old swing with your axe, you hit it once, and then fall back down, taking 1d6. 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground.
Attacking recklessly sucks. I hate
Alright.
it. Every time I do it.
Dranbalis.
Yeah, sure. I'm just going to throw a firebolt over at the guy on the wall.
Yep.
Nothing fancy, but that's a 24 to hit
Yep.
for it'll be 13 damage.
13.
This
Oh, that's
one.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Alright, then it's going to make its attack. It's going to do it at Thrash, because Thrash is the closest to it. 2 pellets.
As advantage.
1. Ooh, has advantage. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, great. So the second one's an 18, so that's going to hit for 8 points of radiant damage. And the second attack will be a 18 to hit. Does that hit?
Yep. It does.
Alright, so the second one is... There we go, that's more like it. 10 points of radiant damage. That's the end of its turn. Moving on. Top of round 5, Verena. You could
Firebolt.
end this.
Firebolt.
Firebolt away.
I'm near it though.
Yeah, you're down on the ground. It's still 20 feet up.
Oh, that's
You're
right. Yep.
That's 11 to hit.
No. That's going to be a no.
Damn.
Probably would have been a
Either.
disadvantage too, because it's outside of my light aura.
This is true. Doesn't matter.
Not that it matters.
That's
It's
fine. That's my turn. Could Gadget get within melee of it to
Can Gadget climb?
attack it? Gadget doesn't have an explicit climb speed, I don't think. But could it like stand up on its back legs and be like beep, beep,
No.
with disadvantage?
It's 20 feet up,
20 feet
unfortunately. So...
Damn. That's it from me then.
Alright, Thrash.
Well, you know what I'm
Attack with the claws.
gonna do. Here we go. Yeah.
Hey, you skipped me.
I did?
Yes.
Oh. Who cares? No, Patch, sorry. What do you got?
Death Rush. So I guess basically the same as I did before. Except it occurred to me that's only got a 30-foot range. I probably can't reach it from here if it's 20 feet up, because I'm 30 feet away.
Yeah, that would be true. We'll allow the last one to go.
Yep. Alright, in that case, I might pull my star map out and use it to cast Guiding Bolt.
Alright, Guiding Bolt. Give me a Guiding Bolt. Oh wait, that's a deck save?
No, it's a disadvantage. -2. Less.
Oh, right, yep, okay. That's a 2-hit. I thought that was a...
14. -2 is 12, so I'm probably going to need that bless. 4, so 16?
Yes.
Yeah, Guiding Bolt. It will take 15 radiant damage, and next attack against it will have advantage.
15
Nice.
radiant damage. It fucking dies.
Yeah.
Yay!
All
Don't
right.
worry about that advantage then.
Yep. And at
So-
which point, Patch will start pressing himself further into this corner, eyes wide with fear, just locked on Drambalis, just like trying to get away from him.
That will last another 12 or so seconds. But you are now standing in a chamber, 25 by 25 feet square. To the east, there is a door. I've already revealed what's behind the door. The door is unlocked. You could go in there if you wish. There's another corridor heading towards the north, 5 feet wide for another 20 feet. Ends in another door, and then there is a damaged section where the walls have collapsed towards the northeast. I'll just tell you right now. So let's just say the door towards the east is actually still standing open. And through it you can see. Now all of the doors that you've seen so far have been undecorated. Just stone doors, metal hinges, nothing that really draws your attention. But this one does. Because there's like a decorative arch over the top of the door that has something written in Draconic, like an embossed sort of letters.
Geez,
That's,
I wonder if any one of us could speak Draconic.
I can. Can I try to read it?
Can anyone else read it, or is it just
I'm just
Drambalis?
checking.
It's just Drambalis.
Yeah, it's just Drambalis.
All right. Well,
It's not me.
on the archway above the door are the following words: "Here lies the Star Warden, Speaker of Kareska, slumbering among his charge, awaiting the coming of those who would prove themselves worthy."
Finally, I have found it.
You found the thing you've been looking for.
Maybe. We'll have to investigate further, but the Star Warden was a saint-like personality within our religion. I must go further in to investigate.
Oh, I like the stars and things. I feel like my map helped us get here. I feel like we have to go in, right?
Yeah, but I think you missed the last little part of that inscription on the doorway. Those who will prove themselves worthy. Now, I don't know about you guys, but generally when something says that, that means we're going to be punching things. And we're about to fight.
Well,
And,
we're good at that.
Verena,
Look, we are good at that.
you're-
I'm just saying,
yes.
are we biting off more than we can chew?
while this argument happened, you noticed where the larger of these creatures died. As it died, something clattered to the floor.
I'm gonna go investigate that.
So you move over towards where this thing, it appears that it was holding onto it on the inside somehow, and as it died, it sort of shook loose and clattered across the floor, and you make your way over there, and you bend over and pick it up. It's about 5 inches, or something like that, or maybe even 4 inches tall. It's a small carving of what appears to be a masculine woman holding a scythe. It's quite nice.
Do I recognize this person?
You could roll a religion check.
Sure.
While she's investigating that, I might just reach into that ethereal pocket where we get the player HP potions and hand one to Thrash. Like, if you're worried about another fight, drink one of these.
No, I have a
Not
superior
20.
healing potion. I don't need that.
Don't waste it. Just have one of these free ones.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Alright, so you're going to
And,
take one of those.
Are we able to
Yeah.
max them out if we're taking care to drink them carefully? Or is that not a thing?
No, that's not a thing that I know of. You
Okay.
just have to roll for it. Yes, with a natural 20, Verena, you instantly recognize this as a depiction of the nature goddess Shantea.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite nicely carved as well. It seems to have avoided much of the weather of time, so to speak. It's in quite good condition. You might say it has some value to a purveyor of arts, perhaps.
I'm going to show it to the rest of the group.
Okay.
Ooh,
That's pretty
interesting.
cool. Do I know anything about this nature goddess? Not that I necessarily would, being that my upbringing and where I come from didn't necessarily worship any of these specific deities.
Yeah, sure. I mean, roll me a religion check if you wish. I can tell you and Verena the same thing if you roll high enough.
17.
Yeah, I mean, this is a depiction of a commonly worshipped goddess on the surface, a nature goddess, Shantea, who is the goddess of life and bounty. She is quite popular with agricultural sort of inclined settlements and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is a greater deity.
I will pocket that.
How many dice
Like-
do I roll for a health potion?
1d4 plus 4,
1d4.
The superior one?
just a standard.
Would be more
No,
than
I'm
that.
just
Oh,
taking the
so-
basic one. Oh, that sucks.
So
Five.
5.
Yeah.
Alright then. And I'll reach over and noticing that didn't really do much for her, place my hand on Thrash's shoulder and cast Cure Wounds on her at first level.
Alright.
And then while my aura is still active, I will give the extra healing to Drambalis because he's the next most hurt.
Ooh, thank you.
But that's 3 of my first level spell slots. I have 1 left, and then
Does anybody else need healing?
3 second levels.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll drop a...
Well, you get 12 from me, Thrash, so...
Oh, sick. I'm back
Yeah.
up then.
Oh,
And
okay.
then Drambalis, you get 11.
Alright, sweet.
So it's only Verena that's gonna be... I mean, Thrash could do with a bit extra as well, probably, but Verena's the only one that's low.
How much extra are we talking? Oh, that's pretty close.
Oh, yeah, Thrash, yeah, okay.
Because I've only got
An
second
extra
level
charm.
available.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we still got 3 more of
Oh.
those health potions as well, so, like, those can always be...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can drink another one, Thrash, Verena could drink one, and they've been sitting there for ages, and we haven't used them.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead and roll your healing and do all that kind of stuff. And I'll reveal this last room to you, because I imagine Dranbalas is quite interested in this, if not the rest of you also.
Patch will be right behind him, but also offering to go first if he doesn't want to face the... So, do you want to go in first, or shall I? Just because I'm a bit more tanky than you.
I think I would have been going in first anyway, just
Yeah.
because I'm
Alright.
in awe and
Yeah.
looking forward to this, and walks into the room and sees nothing.
It's completely empty.
Yeah.
No, it's not completely empty. It is, in fact, full of interesting things. As you enter in this room, you're immediately struck with the side of a room that has largely avoided the damage evident in the chambers which you passed earlier. The walls are decorated with intricate frescoes featuring images of a dragonborn wielding a slender sword and a wand. Some of the images are peaceful scenes of the figures speaking with creatures of all shapes and sizes. A recurring image of what appears to be a flying ship with a large tree features on a number of the frescoes. Following along the frescoes around the room, the final image is that of the dragonborn kneeling before a dragon of gargantuan proportions. In the center of the room, however, stands an upright ring of stone featuring 3 concentric circles decorated with numerous seemingly unrelated pictographs. Standing before the stone ring is a pedestal with 3 levers, each with an accompanying image of a figure. A large armoured figure, a small fairy-like female, and a humanoid with unusually long arms. The pictographs on the circles are as follows: fire, a sword, a dragon, a woman with a scythe, a coin, a short humanoid, an axe, a bird, a cloak, winged boots, a man riding a horse, a hammer, a breastplate, a shield, some rocks, a potion, and a beholder. Now, I will send those to you for you guys to see, but for all
we have
intents and
found
purposes,
quite a number of the things on this list in this dungeon already.
there you go. So you can all see exactly what it was, so I don't have to repeat it to you. That's it right there. What do you do?
Spent some time thinking about this, that's for sure.
So for all intents and purposes, it's rather simple. You have 3 pictographs. A large armoured man, a small fairy woman, and a humanoid with unusually long arms. There is a lever next to each of these pictographs. You, for all intents and purposes, just have to pick which pictograph matches with the one next to the lever.
I mean, I feel like the beholder's similar to the humanoid with usually long arms.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we did find a statue of a large armored man, and then there was the other.
They had the warhammer on them. The hammer count as warhammer? If not, then it's probably
is
the
it
breastplate.
Well,
It appears to be a warhammer.
Okay, then warhammer for that one. And then the fairy woman.
We got the little statue of the statuette of
the woman with the scythe, who's that goddess?
yeah.
Yeah, but
The goddess.
my mind thinks winged boots because it's like a fairy flying.
Yeah. Winged boots, so
Yeah,
it's a magic item.
Yeah.
Like, it's not so much a fae thing, it's a...
Like,
So we got to figure out what matches with which.
Is
So
that
But do we
Yeah.
want to move those 2 that I've already suggested to those ones?
So the warhammer to the large armored man.
Yeah, and the beholder to the humanoid with unusually long arms.
So you pull the first lever, the one featuring the large armoured man. It clicks into place with an audible clank. You pull the other lever and the stone ring begins to spin on its axis and settles with the beholder just below the arrow at the top of the ring, and nothing happens.
So the beholder is not correct.
No.
Well, not necessarily, because we haven't even picked what we're doing with the middle one yet.
Mm.
I think that's the woman with the scythe.
We can try it.
Yeah,
Sure.
let's try that. Let's see if that makes a difference.
The second
Cool.
ring begins to slide as you pull the lever. You keep pulling it until the woman with the scythe slides into the correct position, and with a clank, it seems to have accepted that.
Okay. Anything?
Nothing for the beholder. Still not working.
Humanoid with unusually long arms. We got fire, sword.
Short humanoid.
Yeah.
Think
No,
like
not short, just a normal, or actually a fairly tall humanoid, but the arms seem unusually long compared to the torso.
Okay.
I think Mark was saying that.
You can't see
There's
any
a-
facial features.
I think Mark's saying there's a short humanoid in the pictograph. Circle.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
okay,
might
yeah.
match, yeah.
That is one of the
And that-
pictographs, correct.
Yeah. Maybe it seems short because its arms are long. I don't know.
It
can
wouldn't
try
be
it.
like.
Humanoid to humanoid, you know. But
We've not seen a consequence for guessing wrong, so...
yet.
We haven't noticed anything about a tall humanoid with unusually long arms, though, have we? Have we seen anything?
Well,
do a history
in that
check to see if
respect,
we
we haven't
remember
bothered to check.
Would I know anything of any kind of humanoids with unusually long arms?
Well, that says bugbear to me.
Let's just try the short humanoid and see if that works with the humanoid. Waiting.
Okay, look, this is meta as fuck. This is not patch, but like I'm seeing something here. A large armored man, a small fairy woman, a humanoid with unusually long arms, and a dragonborn with a sword and a wand. I'm recalling a one-shot that I took part in that had a party very much comprised of characters like that. Now, I don't
With
know
that
how
same
we can...
goddess! I was thinking that too. That's the same goddess from the one-shot.
You were in that game, yes.
I
You were the
was in
fairy
that
woman.
game.
You were Ginger.
was the fairy.
The fairy woman. The large armored man was Jeff's character, Doc Hovel, and the humanoid with unusually long arms is Kevraw, my bugbear.
And yeah, and Christian played the other
The Dragonborn.
the
The
Dragonborn.
Dragonborn blade dancer, blade singer. That,
Oh my god.
had the rapiers and the wand.
This
and
is weird.
and disappeared himself into the other realm with some kind of with the big
so
bad.
weird.
Remember?
So what did Kevraw have? What weapon did Kevraw have?
Kevraw
Is this the other realm? Like, did he disappear
Maybe.
into this?
Maybe.
Holy shit! This is real.
What
This
did
is
the
so
bugbear
weird.
have?
The
Mark,
bugbear
what's
had
the
a
answer?
glaive. Oh, winged boots. He had winged boots.
Winged boots.
Yes.
It was winged boots.
Yes, 100% winged boots.
Turning it to winged boots.
Yep. And then the large arm. If we're going weapons,
That's right.
things
I
like
carved that statue.
Well, armored man and fairy woman are both already right, aren't they?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
is it the
because
Warhammer?
I carved that wooden
yeah,
statue.
yeah, that one should be right. He used a hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, the fairy. What have we got for small fairy woman?
Is the
woman
answer
with the
winged boots?
Ginger.
The woman with
Tell
the
Yes, the statue's correct because I carved the wooden statue. Remember, to give to the stone giant.
Oh yeah, so the woman with the
Remember?
scythe statue.
Yeah,
It doesn't
I
specifically
carved that.
Alright, yep,
have
cool.
to be a weapon,
Alright.
but something associated. Winged boots still sounds pretty.
Winged boots for it's a magic item I had that
Everett.
made my character
Yeah.
such a pain in the ass.
Without knowing exactly why,
We're sorry.
Patch pulls on the
Yes.
third lever, and with a grinding, the third concentric ring towards the center of the upright ring slides into place with a satisfying audible click.
As the last of the pictographs slide into place, there is a sudden change in air pressure, followed by the crackling of arcane energy. The heroes watched wide-eyed and ready for anything as a disembodied light began to pulse across the surface of the ominous device. As the light continued to spread, filling the interior surface with a mysterious magical energy, visibly dancing along its surface, a sudden flash filled the room in a violent crescendo. The sudden rush of air momentarily pulling those standing closest to the portal towards it, forcing them to take a steadying step. But as the blinding light settled slowly into a calm rhythm that cast lines playing along the dark stone of the chamber, the party found themselves once again standing upon the precipice of the unknown.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode, everybody.
Every time!
Yeah, nice. Good one.
We'll see you next week for another episode of Out of the Abyss, and I need to have a very serious conversation with my players.
You do. You do. We need to talk about this.
Shout out to Hermes D&D, Christian, if you're still in the chat. He's the one that played the Dragonborn wizard that we were talking about in the other game.
Yeah.
All right.
God.
A realization has just occurred.
One thing that I have to say before we finish tonight's episode, sorry to cut you off there, Grace, but I just want to get this out of the way. We are coming to the end of the first year of Out of the Abyss and the channel as a whole, and I just want to, if I don't get the opportunity to do so later, want to say sincerest thank you to everyone who followed, everyone who subscribed, everyone who even joined us for even 5 minutes. We appreciate your support. We appreciate everything that you've done for us. Of course, we will be back again next week, as I said, on the 3rd of December at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for the very last episode of Out of the Abyss, at least for this
I'll be
year.
beaming in from Gladstone for that one. A different backdrop.
What were you saying, Grace? Sorry, before I cut you off?
No, nothing. It's nothing. I remember a conversation between you and Christian and me and Mark, how Christian was saying he wanted to make an appearance in Out of the Abyss at some stage, and that conversation is just dawning upon me in a very meta way.
I was going to say, Mark, you can give yourself inspiration. Grace, give yourself inspiration because it's almost Christmas. Froth and Ali, give yourself inspiration as well.
Okay. I was going to say, this isn't one of those moments again.
But I was waiting for that penny to drop moment, and we finally got there. But yes, that is the cliffhanger that we're going to finish up on tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you join us on the 3rd of December for another episode of Out of the Abyss. Until then, stay awesome. Keep rolling natural 20s unless you're one of my players. And we'll see you next week.
And hey, Josh, screw you. Love you, bro.
Yeah, screw you, Josh.
Keep rolling 8s on D8s, everyone.
Yeah.
Good night.
Bye.